live from Altavista High School. It's time for Altavista Colonels basketball. Tonight, the Appomattox Raiders are the opposition as they are here in the friendly confines of Altavista High School. I am not Kyle Haney, thankfully. My name is Bob Alvis, and joined by my partner. Kyle calls him Agent Zero. I call him the Big O, Mr. Oscar Briggs. Oscar, it's been a long time.
It has been a long time. In fact, it's been so long you and I were trying to figure out exactly when we were last in the booth together, and we couldn't come up with a date.
I think we're kind of like the Mega Powers, Hulk Hogan and Macho Man. We've broken up for a while, and now we're back together again. But Altavista, not a lot of breaking up lately with the wins. They have been getting it done, and it has been a very much team effort. Coach Harris is going to talk to Kyle in the pregame about some face you will not see tonight. But, Oscar, I'll tell you, we were talking with Mr. Robert Duff up here before the game. It is a Subway pregame show, by the way. I don't know that you take one guy off this team and you're crippled.
No, I think that's the strength of the team, and we'll talk about some stats later. I think that really solidify how much of a team effort that this team this season has been so far for Coach Troy Harris.
When we come back, we will hear from the aforementioned Coach Troy Harris. It's the Subway pregame show. It's Appomattox. It's Altavista. We thank you for joining us as well right here on 105.5 KD Country.
Start your business on a winning note with an Altavista revolving loan. It's an opportunity to score big for your company's future growth. Funds available up to $10,000. Loan rate 1% below prime. Connect with Altavista's Economic Development Director, Dennis Jarvis II at Altavista Town Hall. Make your move today. The Altavista Revolving Loan Fund encourages economic development and enhances community vitality.
KCD Maintenance. Kenny can do it. If you've got a home or business maintenance issue, Kenny can do it. Call 665-1333. That's 665-1333 for KCD Maintenance. Painting, building maintenance, minor construction, and more. Kenny can do it. Call 665-1333. Again, that's 665-1333. KCD Maintenance.
No one knows trucks like we know trucks. Come see us and you'll agree. From small to tall, we've got it all. Highview Motors, GMC. Come on in. Bring the family. See your friends at Highview Motors. Highview Motors, GMC. From small to tall, we've got it all. Highview Motors, GMC.
Some people have never tried food at a Mexican restaurant. So we asked Chad Shelton from Shelton's Plumbing and Heating about his experience.
I wasn't so sure what the green stuff was, but they slipped some on my plate one day, and now I won't have a meal without guacamole. Still can't spell it.
At El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, if you have questions, they give you the answers in English. Mexican and American foods, affordable prices, and fast service. Try it today. El Cazador, Main Street, Altavista.
Now back to the action with Colonel Sports on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway pregame show returns from Altavista High School with the Appomattox Raiders in town, taking on the Colonels, and we're talking once again with the head coach of the Altavista Colonels, Troy Harris. Coach Harris, let's review the win from Friday night. 16-point victory against Chatham. Pretty good first half. You got a little sloppy there at times in the second half. What'd you see there? It was just hard to maintain the same kind of intensity when you have a big lead?
Well, starting with the first half, that was one of our best defensive performances we've had all year, holding the team to 18 points in the first half. We really got back to basics in practice because we were gambling too much, trying to go for every steal and trying to run and make bad decisions. And it was just really a couple of practices where we were like, all right, back to fundamentals, and we're going to get back in half-court defense, and we're going to help, and we're going to recover, and just do what we do defensively. And it really showed in the first half. Did get away from us a little bit in the second half, but I think that happens a lot when a team gets pretty far behind. They start, running and throwing up all kinds of crazy shots, and we come down, take a couple crazy ones. We just sort of fed into it a little bit. But I think that happens when a blowout game a lot of times.
Well, let me ask you about that defense. You talk about you wanted to get back to basics in the half-court set. That doesn't mean the full-court pressure is done. Just you wanted to clean up your half-court game a little bit, make sure that was sound?
Absolutely. Just needed to clean that up a little bit and wanted to use a game to do it. I don't think we pressured at all in the full court against Chatham. It was really the focus to get back, show that basic half-court defense will work, and just clean that up a little bit and show them we can do it still.
Let me ask you about your baseline inbounds plays. You seem to score off of them with great regularity, whether it's the lob play to Lawrence or Daquan for a dunk, or spotting somebody up for an open jump shot, or running somebody off a screen and getting a layup that way. Is that a big point of emphasis for you guys, those out-of-bounds plays?
It is for me. I hate just lobbing it in at half court and just getting in our offense. We're already right there at the basket. I really want to score if it's possible. So every play we run, it's a scoring opportunity in my view. I don't like just throwing it to half court. I realize it may happen some, but we've got a bunch of different ones against a 2-3, against a man, always looking to score the basketball when we're that close to the rim.
Well, final thought here about the Chatham game. Thought you got great production off your bench, great energy. Jamal Thornhill hit a couple of kind of crazy circus shots and had some nice defensive plays. And, Mormon's always in there on the defensive end. You satisfied with the minutes and the energy you're getting off the bench?
Yeah, early on in the season, we were only playing seven and a half guys at a time, and we really need to have more people involved to give the regulars a blow every so often. So, yeah, I think it's important to get those guys in there, even if it's just for 30 seconds or 45 seconds. Throw your curveball here. We're going to be shorthanded on Tuesday. Nelson Dews won't be there on Tuesday or Friday, so it's even more important since you asked about getting those guys involved off the bench.
Well, let's go right into it then against the Appomattox Raiders here. How do you fill that void without Nelly, who's obviously your leading scorer and a leader on offense and defense?
Well, like we said, we got guys that can step in. Cameron Hughes, he can score when he wants to. Jamal obviously can score. I think he had 9 points Friday night. And Chancer's a big defender, but he has thrown up a couple layups or a couple threes and hit them this year. So our starters are obviously going to have to step up. They'll probably get more shots than they're used to. They may like that a little bit, but the bench coming up is definitely going to have to step up and score a little bit for us.
You had a great defensive performance against the Raiders the first time. I don't think that was their A game. You worried that you're going to have to step it up even more so this time around against Appomattox?
Absolutely. They watching film today, they missed a ton of shots. They missed a bunch of layups at the rim, some wide open threes that they're normally going to hit. I think their record's only is 2-7, and it's probably the best 2-7 team in the state, maybe in the history of the state. I don't know, but they have way more talent than their record shows. They played Dan River tough both games. Their final score was closer than ours both times. So if you compare them to Dan River, their athleticism is right there with them. They just haven't quite put it together, but you can tell that they're getting better. And yeah, they're one of our toughest tests of the year.
Well, Josh McClure had a nice battle against their big man Marquise Morgan, who's a really good player, and Josh held him in check. You look for that to be a key matchup again this time around?
Yeah, Josh already knew it. He came in smiling because I think he only had 2 points the first time, and he was like, I'm not going to score much because I got to play so hard defensively. And I said, yeah, that might be the case again because if we let him get going, I mean, he shoots right around the rim. He'll have a big night in a heartbeat.
Great stuff, Coach. Best of luck to you tonight. It's the Raiders. It's the Colonels. Tip-off in about 15 minutes on 105.5 KD Country.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Virginia high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too.
Brought to you by English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg.
It's cold in here. Will your heating system keep you warm this winter, or will you spend a cold evening shivering under the covers? Have your heating system inspected today by Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling. Kent Tyree has over 20 years experience and specializes in heating, air, plumbing, and electrical, licensed and bonded. Call for an appointment today. 309-2266. 309-2266. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling.
Hey guys, this is Terrell Salmon with Best Bet Motor Sales. Home of your 60-second guaranteed credit approval. We have 2 locations to serve you. Our first location is 29 South, 5 minutes past the airport, and location number 2 is 29 North, right in Amherst. We have over 75 clean, low mileage, late model, pre-owned vehicles for you to choose from, low down payments, low monthly payments, and warranty on all vehicles. So don't forget, guaranteed credit approval. Best Bet Motor Sales.
Have you looked at your business banking fees lately? I'm Sean Stone with First National Bank, and we have the best business accounts which offer serious savings for your company. We have a full menu of business products from checking accounts and remote deposit capture to online banking. And we have a local merchant card representative who will customize services just for your business. So let First National Bank prepare an analysis of your current activity and show how we will reduce your banking fees. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Your home for Colonel sports coverage. 105.5 KD Country.
Altavista and Appomattox getting ready to tangle here in just a few minutes from Altavista High School. Bob Alvis along with Oscar Briggs. And you heard Coach Harris in the pregame talk about no Nelson Dews this week. But like we'd mentioned, this is not a one-man team. Now, Appomattox not a one-man team either. If you look at their roster, a lot of these guys you and Kyle saw on the field behind us here, very good, very athletic team. Only 3-6 though right now. Got a win over Gretna last night, 74-62. But I'm sure a message from Coach Cottrell is, hey, we can turn this around. Let's start tonight.
And it was only a 12-point game at Appomattox, and as Coach Harris alluded to, they still, didn't quite have their basketball legs under them. So you talk about athletes like Buster Henderson, Matt Page. They go deep.
They do, and I think that was probably Altavista's in the limited amount of games I've seen this year. It was their best game in Appomattox, and tonight here in Altavista. And sometimes I take the mindset that less pressure on the road team.
And true, and Appomattox doesn't have anything to lose. And we talked earlier about losing one kid, how it doesn't really with this Altavista team, with the impact. The Chatham game, Altavista had 19 baskets, 14 assists on those 19. That's huge,
right?
And really, and if you look at their losses this year, the games that they've lost, they've had 16 assists on 45 baskets, which is about 35%, not too good. The wins, they've had 135 assists on 230 baskets, which is right at a 60% assist to basket ratio, and that's high.
Yeah,
and that goes to teamwork. It goes to patience. It goes to running your offense, and it goes to spreading the ball around and having that many kids that can put the ball in the hole.
Well, when you can share the ball like that too, not only everything you mentioned, but you're getting more people interested. I mean, I think a lot of times when maybe 2 or 3 guys score, some people every now and again get bored and be like, well, I'm not going to score, so what's the matter? Kind of like Coach Harris talked about with Josh McClure. But I think everybody on this team has a well-defined role, and like I said, I don't know of one person that I would want to lose on this. One person on this team, if you lose, there are a lot of interchangeable parts.
Well, scoring, you got Malback with 8, Poindexter with 6, Galliard with 9, McClure with 9.8, and 3 or 4 kids with 3 and 4. So balanced scoring. And one kid, the deep threat from Nelson certainly will be missed, but Chancellor Mormon's no slouch in shooting that either.
No, everybody in the neighborhood of the same number in scoring, and you mentioned, nobody is a slouch shooting the basketball. We talk about Appomattox. It's a team that knows how to win. They won a state title in football. I'm a believer if you win in one sport and you got a lot of the same guys that can carry over to the other sport as well. Matt Page, obviously the band leader in football. They count on him here as well, along with Buster Henderson and a lot of other guys. One guy you got to watch out for down low is Morgan. Morgan's got that big frame, big body, and Mayberry can shoot from outside. So this obviously is not a team that Altavista is going to take lightly.
No, and it goes back to Kyle and I have talked about it on occasion. Anytime you go into the old Dogwood, you're not going to get a walkthrough with any of them. The Dogwood District's long and gone.
For now.
For now. That's true. But it lives on in the heart of the fans, the parents, the kids. They know who the rivals are year in, year out, who they played against, and know the implications of playing against those kids.
And Kyle and I have talked about it as well. Altavista at one point or another has always had one of the schools in the old Dogwood be a intense rival at one point. Appomattox was there when they had Brantley Shields. Remember they eliminated Altavista from, I believe it was I can't remember if it was the semi or the final that one year when they had Devontae Perkins and all those guys. So this is a town in, Appomattox, they've been good in basketball for many, many moons. They just didn't get good overnight.
No, they've got a storied program there as well, and this should be a good ball game tonight.
We'll talk about some more stories when we come back. It's the Subway pregame show. 3 locations. You can go to Foster Fuels as well as Main Street in Altavista. or the Walmart in Altavista. The only bad decision is not opening the door at Subway. We'll talk more about Subway throughout the night and a lot of other things. You're listening to the Raiders and Colonels. It's the Subway pregame show on 105.5 KD Country.
Zaxby's, Wards Ferry Road, Lynchburg.
Man, that house salad looks good.
Dude, it's so good.
How about one bite for the road?
No.
Sharing is caring.
No. You can't have any of my salad, bro.
Wait, I got it right here.
I got $20 in a dream, yeah.
Well, that's a hit right there, dude.
Thank you.
Thanks, dude.
The house salad. Grilled chicken atop mixed greens, cucumbers, Roma tomatoes, cheddar and jack cheeses, and fried onions. Served with Texas toast. Zaxby's. Indescribably good.
Brother needs a pickup. Sister wants a ride. Uncle needs a sports car to keep him satisfied. Mama, she wants comfort, luxury, and style. And Daddy, he just wants a deal that's gonna make him smile. Everybody's happy, you can hear them all say, we're glad we went to Fellas Chevrolet. Competition for all dealers in Central VA. A short drive will save you money. Fellas Chevrolet in Alta Vista.
This broadcast is brought to you by the KD Country Sports Club.
It's Chef's Drive-In, keeping drive-ins alive with hometown pride and service.
One Stop Mart, where the gas is cheap, the beverages are cold, and the chicken is kicking.
El Cerrito Altavista. Throw on a sombrero. Shake your maracas. It's El Cerrito time.
Alta Vista Medical and Oncology Massage Therapy at Broad Street can relieve your pain.
Vista Food, Alta Vista, your hometown grocery with the freshest produce and the best meats.
McDonald's in Alta Vista, committed to the community and now serving breakfast all day.
KD Country Basketball Broadcast, brought to you by members of the Altavista Sports Club.
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
Bob and Oscar back here in the friendly confines of Altavista High School. Colonels and Raiders just getting ready to get underway shortly. You know, one other thing I wanted to talk about, Oscar, real quick is Appomattox. Some teams are better being front runners. Some teams are better coming from behind. But it looked like Appomattox, once they got down in Appomattox, Kyle and I were there. I don't want to say they got disinterested, but it really looked like they got their heads down and had a hard time coming back, which is kind of surprising considering a lot of winners on the team. But, you know, that ball looks a little bit different from out there and in here. So you never know. Maybe if the Colonels can get on top of them quickly, maybe that could affect the what's going on between the ears.
Well, and certainly if you're Appomattox, the message from their coach has got to be, come out, let's get fast, and let's not get behind. So look for them to have an increased defensive intensity early in the ball game and seeing if they can keep the Colonels from getting out in front too far.
Travis Cottrell is the head coach of the Raiders. He succeeded Brantley Shields from a while back, so he's not a rookie either. He knows the Appomattox Altavista games, and he knows his team really well, too. When you look at Altavista, they're coming off a big win against Chatham. Until then, they had a long layoff, which lasted over a week. They got that last game in before the weather hit. Then they had, I believe, a bye on that Tuesday or whatnot. But it had been a while since Altavista had gotten underway. You've seen them more than I have this year. Do you like it to see them better when they get in a flow, when they can play, games in a rhythm?
Yeah, I think that's been the case from what we've seen. This team seems to get a little bit rustier quicker than some of the past Colonels teams. But I do like when they can play 2 and 3 games in a week. It certainly seems to help their continuity, and they just seem to play a little bit looser when they're in that type of schedule.
We'll be back on the air on Friday. Kyle and I will make the trip down to Naruna. Always great going down there. Brandon Barksdale and the Generals will look to host Troy Harris. And you always want to get a win late in the season to get good going into tournament time. So we'll have to see how that goes for the Raiders. We talked about Subway, Oscar. Only wrong decision, not opening the door. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, all three. I say make that the grand slam of the day. You went in and got us both food today. Take it, the service was awesome as always.
It was wonderful. Linda took care of us as she always does. And just, like you said, you walk in the door and you're greeted by name, and they treat you right.
Is it kind of like Cheers where everybody yells
Norm? Yeah, exactly what it is.
And Nicole and Dylan holding down the fort at Foster's tonight. as well. Let's run through our sponsors real quick who bring you this outstanding game. Zaxby's, Wards Ferry Road in Lynchburg. Feller Chevrolet, where a short drive will save you money. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, keeping cool in the summer, warm in the winter, and comfortable in between. First National Bank, focused on providing an extraordinary customer experience. English's, your complete home center, now offering a complete line of Carhartt clothing for men. Highview Motors, GMC, from small to tall, Highview has it all. El Cazador, be sure to try their new menu. KCD Maintenance, Ken Can Do It Maintenance, call 665-1333. English Construction, wishing our high school athletes an exciting and injury-free game. The Altavista Office of Economic Development, helping Altavista grow. PCM Industrial Services, serving the Mid-Atlantic region with quality maintenance and construction services. Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, a family serving families since 1905. Best Bet Motors, a respected name you can trust, on Route 29 just south of the airport. The Moose Family Center, bringing communities closer together and celebrating life. Be a Moose. And finally, if you're listening online, you can thank Chad Rakos, your All-State agent in Windhurst. Sports fans are always in good hands with Chad Rakos. Altavista and Appomattox getting ready to get things started here. Looks like the Scouts are going to be the color guard tonight, Oscar.
They are. They've got Altavista flag and, of course, the United States flag.
Colonels and Appomattox getting ready to go here. Colonels will hit the road on Friday as they travel to meet the William Campbell Generals. Always a good county rivalry there. So we will take a timeout, and we'll come back in just a few moments. It'll be Altavista and Appomattox right here on 105.5 KD Country.
You're listening to Colonel Sports on 105.5 KD Country, WKDE, Altavista, Lynchburg.
Is there a painting project on your to-do list? English's Home Center has added an additional line of paints. English's features Pratt & Lambert Lifetime Warranty Red Seal exterior paints. Choose from hundreds of stunning, beautiful designer colors. Pratt & Lambert interior or exterior paints. Value price to save you money. Pratt & Lambert paints. Never compromise.
English's is your complete home center.
On North Main Street, Altavista.
PCM Industrial Services recognizes the importance of high school athletics by sponsoring this award-winning broadcast. PCM Industrial Maintenance and Construction Specialists, providing welding, millwright, erection, and fabrication services to all forms of industry throughout the Mid-Atlantic region. From offices in Altavista, PCM Industrial Services wishes Coach Harris and the Altavista basketball team a safe and successful season. Go Colonels!
Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving families since 1905.
Life is full of opportunities to show someone we love them. One such opportunity is the funeral or memorial service. Finch and Finch helps you celebrate the relationships they shared and honors the memory of your loved one.
Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving families since 1905.
Hello, this is Jerry Motley from 1433 Altavista Moose Center. It's asking everybody to come on down and join us and see what the Moose is all about to help us support our Moose Heart, Moose Haven family. Anybody's welcome to come down and take a tour of our building and see what's going on. Come on down and we'll let you in and we can have some fun. We're looking forward.
Meet Jerry and the rest of the Altavista Moose family and become a member. The Altavista Moose Family Center on Lynch Mill Road.
More live high school sports action on 105.5 KD Country.
Bob and Oscar back here from Altavista High School. It'll be Altavista dressed in the home whites tonight with black numeral outlined in orange on the back. Altavista written on the front in orange, no outline. Centered is the number beneath, which is in black, outlined in orange. And for the Appomattox Raiders, they will be in the road navies. Number is written, or the names are, Raiders is written in white, outlined in gray. Numeral is centered beneath. Opposite color scheme, gray, outlined in white. Blue shorts, navy blue, with an A on the right-hand portion of the leg right there at the knee. Raiders coached by Travis Cottrell, and Altavista coached by Troy Harris.
And as always, here in the Altavista, a lot of places they alternate starting lineups. Here at Altavista, they'll do the visitors first,
right?
A little subdued, and then and then the light show begins.
I've tried to tell our public address announcer, the extraordinary Mr. Robert Duff, that he needs to go with like Mason. If you YouTube it, he is the voice of the Detroit Pistons, and I think Robert really could
channel his inner Mason.
Could channel the energy and channel his inner Mason and be a solid man on that. And the lights will go out, and the Colonels will have their starting lineup introduced, as the light show always brings out the fun times. Starting lineups first, let's go with the Appomattox Raiders. They will be starting Buster Henderson, Matt Page. Let me get the flashlight going too, Oscar. They turn the lights off here too. It'll be Buster Henderson, Matt Page, Devin Dews, Devon Graves, and Dre Perkins. Now, there are two Devin Dewses. One spells his name with an I, the other has an A.
Yeah, when I went down the roster earlier today, I had the misfortune of missing the other game, but as I went down the roster today, I was like, nah, somebody messed up. But I got here and went through the scorebook, and lo and behold, there are two Devin Dews.
Two Devin Dewses, so Altavista does not have any repeats. Everybody is one and unique, I guess you could say. The Colonels having their starting lineup announced now. They're going to start Chancellor Mormon, Josh McClure, Mateo Malbeck, and I didn't see who else was on there before the lights went out, so it'll be a surprise.
It'll be Lawrence Galliard, Josh McClure, Malbeck. Same starting group with the exception of Mormon will be replacing Dews tonight.
Colonels will look to defend home court, as the Colonels a 12-3 record this year. One loss to Brookville, one loss to Rustburg, and a loss to Dan River. And that Dan River team is really good.
Well, they really are, and you know, Kyle and I were very impressed. Altavista played a very good first half of basketball. That game was back and forth, and then the third quarter, their athleticism, their defense just really took over, and Altavista had no answer. Fought back very well in the fourth quarter, but the hole was just too deep to dig out of.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, you get in a bad hole, and then it gets too hard to come out of. William Campbell is actually taking on Dan River tonight, so common opponent that the Colonels will see this coming Friday. No Dogwood District Tournament anymore. Dan River they'll see on Monday, so a real short turnaround next week is Dan River on Monday, Gretna on Tuesday.
And, yeah, that's two back-to-back games here, both at home, so it should be interesting.
Well, Gretna's on the road.
Gretna is on the road, you're right.
There'll be a game here. It'll be the girls' game.
Well, that's what. Yeah, I just didn't say that.
If people are tuning in to get autographs from you and Kyle, they will be sorely disappointed when you
unless they're in Gretna looking for
right when they come here. So Altavista is going to jump with Lawrence Galliard. The lights will recycle, I guess you could say.
That's an anomaly that I don't know that they've ever gotten to the bottom of. They tried early, and I think they finally just figured out it's going to happen, and it's repeatable, so just let it be.
So Donnie Turner will toss the ball up. It'll be Galliard jumping for Altavista. I believe that's Perkins jumping for Appomattox, and Galliard wins the tip, gets it over to Mateo Malbeck. Altavista will be going to the right-hand side of your radio dial or listening device here in the first half. McClure with the basketball, brings it right side. Throws over to Malbeck. Mateo puts the ball on the floor. Two dribbles to the baseline. Shot up. Didn't hit anything. Rebound comes down to Appomattox and Devin Dews.
The one key for the Colonels will be tonight is for Malbeck to stay out of foul trouble.
Dews gets it over to Matt Page. Page gets all the way in. Lost the basketball. Picked up by McClure. McClure waits for traffic to get out of the way and hands it over to Chancellor Mormon on the left side. Now to Josh. McClure comes down the lane, and they're going to call a foul against the Raiders.
Josh is going to try to sell that he was in motion of shooting, and Donnie Turner's having no part of that.
Foul goes against Buster Henderson, his first, team's first, here in the first quarter. Altavista throws it back. Galliard over to McClure, left wing. McClure, one-handed bullet pass into Galliard. Galliard 2 steps in, leans in, can't get it to go off the glass, and no good. Now Appomattox has it coming the other way. Matt Page with the basketball. Page gives it up to Dews, now swung left side to number 14, Dre Perkins. Perkins puts it on the floor with his left, now spins right, finds Mateo Mall back there. Page gets it, comes down the lane, no good. With the left hand, Buster Henderson with the board. Kick out, Perkins for three. Back iron, no good. Rebound popped around, and popcorn falls into the hands of Josh McClure.
Boy, Appomattox very aggressive on the boards. They're in a man.
Now Malbeck with it. Malbeck looks to get it over. Now bounce pass into Galliard. Galliard loses it. And now the ball being poked around. Still in the backcourt. Now Altavista does lose it firmly as Appomattox with it. Dews comes down right side, layup and in. So 90 seconds is how long it took to get our first basket either way. Appomattox gets it, and it's a 2-0 Raiders lead. Raiders showing some press. Altavista breaks it with ease. Galliard will put it on the floor. Right-handed slam.
We've come to expect that out of him. It was coming into the season, Kyle and I talked about it, and they really didn't have that dominating dunk force. But, boy, the Dragon, Lawrence Galliard, has really stepped up and can really throw that right hand down.
Raiders with the basketball. Page over to Devin Dews. Free throw line jumper for the Raiders. High off the window, no good. That was off the hands of Devon Graves. Now Altavista will head the other way. Malbeck to McClure. McClure touch pass inside and coming down the lane and with the layup. That is number 4, Daquan Poindexter for 2.
A great look from Josh McClure on the feed, and nice job by Daquan finishing at the rim with a little bit of contact.
4-2 Colonels. 5:40 to go in the first quarter of play.
Altavista man-to-man.
Page with the rock. Gets it over to Graves. Graves puts it on the floor with Dews, puts it on the floor with his left now to Buster Henderson. Henderson at the free throw line. Will try to get Galliard off the dribble. Henderson's jumper was up, no good. Rebounded by McClure.
Josh McClure leading the area in rebounding.
First quarter sponsored by English's, your complete home center. Now carrying a complete line of Carhartt clothing for men. Basketball in the hands of Altavista. Poindexter with his left. Kicks it off McClure. McClure 3 steps behind the arc.
Bang.
In. Josh McClure from way downtown extends that Colonel's lead to 5.
And, Josh, you leave Josh McClure open, he can hurt you from that three-point range.
That was way downtown. I might have even left him open a little bit on that one, to be honest with you, Oscar. Not have paid. Dews, fall-away shot, no good. Rebound. Dews tries to hustle after. It comes down to McClure. 4 white jerseys were around the hole right there. McClure over to Poindexter. Now Mateo for 3. Malbeck hits. Timeout. Travis Cottrell. Appomattox not liking, I think, just as much the effort as much as anything. So a timeout on the floor with 4:32 to go. We'll take it as well. Altavista 10, Appomattox 2.
Start your business on a winning note with an Altavista revolving loan. It's an opportunity to score big for your company's future growth. Funds available up to $10,000. Loan rate 1% below prime. Connect with Altavista's Economic Development Director, Dennis Jarvis II at Altavista Town Hall. Make your move today. The Altavista Revolving Loan Fund encourages economic development and enhances community vitality.
Back to the press box for high school sports on 105.5 KD Country.
Not a lot going good for Appomattox right there. They got the first 2 and since, and then they've yielded 10 straight, Oscar. What would be your message in the timeout?
Well, I'm sure Coach Cottrell said that they continue to do a good job hitting the offensive boards, but the Colonels have had easy access to the basket so far. 2 3-pointers and then 3 pretty easy baskets getting to the rim, including the right-handed thunder thrown down by Lawrence Galliard. So it's got to be toughen up a little bit on the defensive end and be a little bit more patient on the offensive end.
Raiders with the basketball. It's in the hands of Dre Perkins, far side. Perkins throws it lateral to Devin Dews. Dews drives all the way in. Dews to the rack. Shot up, no good, but he'll be going to the foul line.
And if we seem a little tongue-tied on the Appomattox team, it's because they've got Devin Dews, Deshaun Wilson, Devin Graves, Deshaun Thomas, other Devin Dews, Dre Perkins. There are a lot of killer Ds in there.
Foul is going to go against Jamal Thornhill. His first, team's first, and Dews will hit the first free throw. Only man to score so far for the Raiders. Devin Dews, second one coming. He'll spin it. Shot up and in. 10-4.
They're in a, looks like a 2-2-1 full-court press.
They did a lot of diamond pressing at Appomattox. McClure with the basketball. Bounce pass, squirts it out to Malbeck. Mateo guarded by Buster Henderson. Driving in is Poindexter, and they're going to say it was a travel.
Did a little bit of hesitation dribble and thought he could draw some contact, but that little hesitation dribble, they called the walk on that, Bob. I almost called you Kyle. I'm not going to do that tonight.
Yeah, please don't. Thought we were better friends than that.
We are.
Perkins with the basketball. Gets it over to Deuce. Devin swings it to number 21. Basketball loose, picked up. Now out to Henderson. Now Perkins. Basketball with the Raiders as they're being meticulous with it now as it's in the hands of Perkins.
They're being very patient, running their offense.
Stuck inside. Ball is tied up, and Arrow will keep it here with Appomattox.
When that man-to-man, nice job of help from Mateo Malbeck and Josh McClure, and Daquan was able to tie him up. Alternating possession stays with Appomattox.
Raiders looking to inbound it. Altavista cutting off something that would be easy, and Cameron Hughes goes up top for the steal. Now Mateo Malbeck will walk it up. Colonels in front 10-4 here in the first, 3:20 to go. Basketball in the hands of Poindexter between the circles. Now takes over to the right side, picks up his dribble, looking for some help. Mateo Malbeck comes to him.
Harris went to his bench relatively early tonight, getting Thornhill and Cameron Hughes in the game early.
Thornhill now with it, swings it over to Mateo, left side. Mateo goes to the rack, takes the shot up, no good. No foul. Raiders get rid of it. That'll be Page coming down. Page lays it up, and that'll go down. 10-6. Appomattox clawing their way back in, and the press is still going. Almost got the steal. Thornhill gets in the front court, tried to leave it to Malbeck. Appomattox with the steal, but they took it out of bounds.
Boy, Thornhill, Altavista had a 3-on-1, and Thornhill will learn as he gets a little bit get more experience as a point guard, and you're in the middle of that break. You got to stop at the free throw line, spread that defense, and then feed the ball.
McClure from way outside for three. That one not close. Rebounded by Buster Henderson.
That was about the same spot he hit the other one from. He was within 2 feet of where they shot the other one, which was about 5 feet behind the three-point line.
Matt Page with it now, gets it over to Perkins. Perkins is Page. Page looking for somewhere to go. Good defense inside by the Colonels. Now back over to Perkins. Perkins to Buster Henderson. Henderson cut off. Henderson will take it up, leans in, and gets it to go.
Well, Appomattox has responded with a little 6-point run of their own, Bob.
10-8 now. Colonels in front. And I saw Coach Cottrell make a diamond sign with his hand, so that maybe that's a diamond press. Broken, and Thornhill gets in too.
Nice job by Daquan breaking that and hitting the open Thornhill.
Colonels up by 4, 12-8. Raiders with the basketball. Henderson has it. Buster gets it back out to Matt Page. Page will hoist and fire, and from three it goes down, and the Raiders have cut this to a 1-point Altavista lead, 12-11.
1:35 remaining here in the first quarter. Colonels leading by 1.
Poindexter cross court to McClure. McClure wide open. McClure will take it down, lays it up, and they're going to call Josh for the offensive foul. Good job right there by Appomattox to get position.
Yeah, Josh took off. The Appomattox player was firmly set. Appomattox substitution, Chase Mayberry into the game for the first time tonight.
Mayberry's a shooter, so that's a guy you got to watch out for from behind that arc.
And you talked about Appomattox in the first game. They got behind a little bit and kind of hung their heads. They were down 10-2. The timeout by Cottrell, they've responded.
I would definitely concur with that statement. Is basketball in the hands of Mayberry. Mayberry thought about it, but Moorman got out there quicker on him. Raiders with the basketball. Perkins to Henderson. Henderson for three. No good. Rebound up and in by the Raiders. Raiders move in front 13-12. Ball back with it. Over to Poindexter. Now to Cameron Hughes. Hughes comes all the way down right side. Hughes puts up a high runner. No good off the window and the rim. And the Raiders back the other way. Behind the back dribble by Page. And Page is going to get fouled. And it will be a 2-shot foul for the News and Advance All-Area Player of the Year in football. Offensive side.
Page and Malbeck exchanging pleasantries.
Third foul against the Colonels. First one on Mateo.
When Page is just a tough competitor. Not to mention he's a pretty good athlete.
Right. I would definitely, he'd be one of my first picks. 13-12, and Page hits the second. And the lead from Appomattox now goes to 2, 14-12. It's been a while since the Colonels have scored. At least it feels like it. And a foul against Mayberry.
Boy, he bailed Daquan out because Daquan was about half a step from traveling then. Had him pinned on the baseline.
Second team foul against Appomattox. That's the danger about that full court press is I think sometimes you try to get over eager to get that steal and you get those flippers inside and you don't always get the ball. Altavista with it though. Mormon looking for somewhere to go. Galliard cuts across the lane. Now Cameron Hughes from outside. Three-pointer is up. No good. Rebounded by the Raiders. Perkins crosses the timeline. Perkins dribbles. Lost it for a moment. Now picked it up, but Chancellor Mormon gets the last hands on it. Mormon with it.
There may not be a better defensive player in the area than Chancellor Mormon.
Cameron Hughes all the way to the rack.
Are they going to give him that? No, they're going to say that's on the floor.
Count, and they will call it on the floor. And they're going to call the foul on Perkins. His first. Third one against the Raiders. And Altavista will have to inbound. Unfortunately, the bucket will not count. If you're a Colonels fan, if you're an Appomattox fan, you're pleased as punch. Basketball in the hands of Mateo Malbeck as Colonels are down to 10 seconds. Over to Hughes. Now back to Malbeck. Colonels got to be looking to go towards the basket. Down to 5. Malbeck just surveying the scene. 2-3 zone. Mateo from just in about 2 steps in front of midcourt. And they'll say that will do it for the first quarter. Altavista not the best shot that they wanted to end the first frame. We are done 1 in A-Town. 14-12 Altavista. They lead Appomattox on 105.5 KD Country.
KCD Maintenance. Kenny can do it. If you've got a home or business maintenance issue, Kenny can do it. Call 665-1333. That's 665-1333 for KCD Maintenance. Painting, building maintenance, minor construction, and more. Kenny can do it. Call 665-1333. Again, that's 665-1333. KCD Maintenance.
Your high school sports station with award-winning coverage on 105.5 KD Country.
Back here from Altavista High School where the Colonels trail Appomattox 14-12. Bob Alvis and Oscar Briggs alongside. And Altavista really just did not get a great shot there to end the first quarter of play. I don't know if they did not recognize how much time was on the clock or what, but Mateo Malbeck was 2 steps in front of midcourt when he hoisted that.
Yeah, he was sitting there dribbling. There was about 10 seconds left. His time continued to wind down and then just launched a shot. Coach Harris was not pleased.
Colonels will get the basketball to start quarter 2. Basketball inbounded to Malbeck. Malbeck surveys the scene.
And this is similar to the play that they ran when Daquan had that monster dunk against William Campbell.
Now over to McClure. McClure back to Malbeck. Malbeck in the corner to Mormon. Mormon goes down low, and Poindexter's going to be fouled, and this is going to be a shooting foul. So Daquan will be headed to the line for 2.
That was a nice job on the Colonels' offense. They set that double pick up at the free throw lane, top of the free throw lane, and Daquan cut. Nice feed. Almost finished with the contact. Converts on the first of the 2 free throws. 14-13. Colonels trail by 1. 7:39 remaining here in the second quarter.
Matt Page and Devin Graves will come back in. And as Oscar mentioned, Colonels now only down 1. And not going to go down on the second. Rebounded by the Raiders. Dews will get it over to Graves. Now Graves goes inside, and Dews just had Galliard in a good spot if you're a Raiders fan there.
Nothing that Lawrence did. They just kind of got their feet tangled. Lawrence was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and as Dews made his move, their feet got tangled up.
Mayberry looking to inbound. Gets it into Deshaun Thomas. Now back over to Dews. Dews to Mayberry. Now Marquise Morgan. Morgan pitches back out, and three-pointer will rim in and rim out. Rebounded by Galliard.
Nice stroke by Mayberry.
Galliard,
Nice
though,
throw.
just ripping that ball away out of the hands before it even got to a jump. McClure, a little razzmatazz. Galliard hits the floor hard, but he'll hop back up. Raiders have some numbers. Altavista, though, double team.
Uh-oh.
And Galliard with the basketball. Deuce goes upstairs with him.
Posterized.
I don't know if I would say that you're getting that as a poster in the full room, but Deuce kind of got in there late. Lucky he didn't get fouled. Lucky he didn't foul Galliard more than anything. Appomattox coming back the other way. Morgan kicks. Free throw line jumper is up, and that'll rim down. That is in the hands of number 10, Devon Graves.
Nice shot by Graves.
Long pass to Poindexter. Poindexter
Nice
over
feed.
to McClure. McClure lays it in.
2-on-1 classic. Made the defender commit and fed the bounce pass off to Josh, who finished with a left hand.
Altavista back in front, 17-16. It's almost like if you can beat that press, you got two. I don't know if that's by design or if there's something the Raiders aren't doing in it, but I think Travis Cottrell has been around basketball long enough to where he knows he's got that second line, but I think the guys are getting so eager and anticipating that guy is forgetting to get back.
Well, it's a risk-reward defense, and if you can get past that second wave, you're going to have a 2-on-1 60% of the time.
And, you know, Mike Carlero used to be a tireless scouter. Well, I think Troy Harris is right in there, too, because Mayberry's not getting anywhere near an open look at three. Mayberry in trouble. Pitches it back out. Morgan with a jump stop ball into the hands of the Altavista cheerleaders, and there will be Colonel's basketball as Matt Page will re-enter for the Raiders.
Morgan rifled a pass to one of the Appo players, and he was about 8 feet away, and he deflected it off up into the cheerleaders.
Too much mustard is what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Smallback with it as we hit 5:58 here in the second quarter of play. Sponsored by English's, your home for vinyl windows. Atrium vinyl windows. Kyle Haney and his penmanship, I'll tell you, people. Poindexter with the basketball. Poindexter comes through, jump stop, and he's going to get fouled. Tripped up, and they're going to call it two. So in the act of shooting, and the foul is going to go against Dews. I believe that is his second. We'll see what the board says.
That should be his second.
And Daquan Poindexter at the free throw line. It's only Dews' first. So we guessed and we guessed wrong. And Poindexter hits the first. I'll tell you, the free throw shooting for Altavista, and I hate to do this because it might be the jinx, but it has shored up a lot better from when it started.
Yeah, early in the year they were rough. Been sporadic. They've had some games where they were good and some games where not so good.
Ball being tapped around off the second miss. I apologize, Daquan. Appomattox with it. Dews gets to the free throw line, cut off. Now back over to Matt Page. Page finds it to Morgan. Morgan driving against McClure, cut off. Now Maul back over there with him as well. McClure tried to save it, and they're going to say last touch off of Josh. Tell you, the Colonels are getting very, very pesky defensively.
Josh's time in the weight room over the summer and his football time, I think, have really paid off with his strength and really helped his post play.
On the floor for Altavista, you have Mateo Malbeck, Chancellor Mormon, Josh McClure, Cameron Hughes, and Jamal Thornhill. Buster Henderson for Appomattox gives it over to Graves. Shot hoisted up by Morgan, no good. Henderson, Graves, Morgan, Devin Dews, and Matt Page on the floor for the Raiders. Mateo Malbeck with the basketball as the Colonels sport a 2-point lead. Cameron Hughes with it. Now Hughes, one dribble and pitches back to Jamal Thornhill. Colonel's doing a lot of one dribble and passing. That time Mormon didn't even put it on the floor. Surveyed the scene and gave it back over to Jamal. Now Chancellor with the left hand.
Not getting a lot of motion right now.
Malbeck with the basketball. McClure in that high post guarded by Morgan. Now Malbeck pitches back to Thornhill. Thornhill spin move, layup, and in.
Well, that's 2 points that the Colonels didn't think they were going to get. Spiffy little move there by Jamal Thornhill.
20-16. Colonels have pushed the lead back to 4. Raiders with the basketball. Matt Page over to number 10. That is going to be a jumper and in from Graves.
Well, Graves has got a great first step.
20-18. Thornhill got tied up, and they're going to call a travel.
That press paying off.
But like you mentioned, risk-reward, because how many out of the Colonels' 20 have been off that press? I'd say at least 6 to 8.
6 to 8 is a good number, and on the same token, they've created 3 or 4 turnovers by it as well. So
Page with the basketball, guarded by Mateo Malbeck. Now over to Morgan. Morgan to Graves. Graves pitches into Buster Henderson. Henderson throws up a shot. No good. Rebounded by McClure. And McClure will just flip back to Mateo. Malbeck with the dribble in the front court. Raiders in a man defense. Now over to Moorman, and ball tapped out of bounds, and it will stay to Altavista.
Well,
3 minutes and 53 seconds before intermission, Oscar.
Mateo wish he had that one on a string, because as soon as he threw it, he saw that Appomattox defender breaking, and he tried to pull it back.
Moorman gets it into Cameron Hughes. Hughes had some contact with him. Hughes will take it up, and it'll be a 2-shot foul, as it's going to be against Graves. Buster Henderson, I believe, is the one that came over to help at the very last second. And a smart play by Cameron Hughes to take it up. As the foul against Graves, it's his first, and I believe that's team foul number 7 on the Raiders now. Board says 6, but I think that is number 7.
I think the foul that they missed might be on Deuce.
Hughes hits the first.
Seeing Jake Adams in the game for the first time tonight. Jake's had some very good spells where he's come in and sub and given some quality minutes for the Colonels.
We're going to have to ask Troy Harris in the pregame interview for William Campbell that 7.5. Who was the half man? Hughes' free throw will touch a lot of real estate and not go down, and the foul is going to go against Altavista. I think it's against McClure.
Yeah.
And that's at least number 2 on Josh.
There's an old Andy Griffith episode where he's explaining math to Opie, and he says, it's Horatio. And he said, who's Horatio? He said, well, he's half a boy. Poor Horatio, half a boy. I digress.
Oh, 3:45 to go. That's all I can say after that Andy Griffith story from the one and only Oscar Briggs. Graves with a jumper just about 2 feet in front of the three-point line, and Graves heating up. 21-20. He's got 6 in just this quarter. And the ball by Altavista a little too fast. And it'll go back to the Raiders.
That explosive first step for Graves, and he can really elevate off of that, too. A quick, high jump shot. Beautiful shot.
I'll tell you, if I'm Appomattox right now, 10 shooting the ball. He is getting warm. Guarded by Cameron Hughes off the ball as Perkins has it. Perkins gets over to Matt Page. Page with the left-hand dribble. Page over to Buster Henderson. Henderson with the basketball. Henderson gets it over to Graves. Graves, one step, and off the mark that time. Graves thinks he might have had that shot, I think not deflected, but I think he thought Cameron Hughes might have gotten a piece of him.
Certainly looked that way, but nice job by Cameron closing on him and contesting the shot, too. So whether there was contact or not, doesn't matter.
Jake Adams with the basketball over to Poindexter, and they're going to call a foul, or they're going to stop a whistle. Stop the clock. I don't know.
Watch. See if this is a double foul.
We'll see what happened.
Nope.
Foul is against the Raiders. It's going to be on Perkins. Travis Cottrell, good 3 steps on the floor right now.
Well,
and now I don't know if they got the number right.
Boy, Cottrell's out on the court. He is not happy.
I don't think he is as much fumed as he is. He just wants to know what's happening.
Well, both players, they were wrapped up. It was physical. There wasn't anything dirty there. They were just wrapped up. And they got the wrong player. I can tell you that right now. Altavista's got the wrong player at the line. The foul was Jake Adams. That's who was tied up, but Daquan's at the line. So we'll see if this pays off for the Colonels.
7th foul against the Raiders. And I'll tell you what, it's been so long for Poindexter. He's almost been inadvertently frozen as well. I think they called the foul on Perkins. I'm not sure who that foul went against. Poindexter will hit the first to get a second. 22-20 Colonels with 2:44 to go in the English's second quarter. Mateo Malbeck, Jamal Thornhill, Daquan Poindexter, Lawrence Galliard, and Cameron Hughes, the 5 Colonels on the floor. Morgan, Henderson, Page, Graves, and Mayberry. Both go down from Poindexter. It's 23-20. Mayberry with the rock. Mayberry tries to lob it over top of Galliard. That is not going to work 9 times out of 10. and that was one of the 9 right there.
That's exactly right. Great, nice job by Lawrence.
Ball back over to Thornhill. Thornhill had the right side, but Buster Henderson got over there so quick. Thornhill could not have it, and they're going to call a travel against Altavista. And I think you got to wonder if that wasn't a little bit of a makeup there, because Travis Cottrell's so unhappy earlier. And I always say you're doing a good job officiating if you're making both sides unhappy.
Well, that's true. I just saw Vince Myers over there, Mateo's dad, and he nodded his head, said, "Yeah, you did, son." So Vince was no slouch as a ball player.
Henderson 2 steps in front of the free throw line, now falls back, no good, rebounded by Poindexter. Now Altavista with the basketball. It'll be Jamal Thornhill with it. And $1:55 remains before the Subway halftime show. Colonels in front, 23-20. Bob Alvis, Oscar Briggs here with you on 105.5 KD Country, or kdcountry.com, or the TuneIn app. Over to Hughes. Hughes swings it way down in to Galliard. Galliard not at his home. He was behind the three-point line. Now over to Thornhill. Thornhill drives all the way down, lost the basketball, and they're going to say it went off of Jamal. I don't know how much Coach Harris is into advanced analytics, but Colonel's not having a lot of quality possessions when they don't score. In terms of running a lot of clock down.
Totally agree.
You know, I mean, I know it sounds funny. It's not a good possession if you don't score, which is true. But, I mean, if you run 35 seconds or 30 seconds off of clock and then have nothing to show for it and end it with a turnover, didn't even get a shot.
Well, it doesn't look like they're really even getting into their offense. They're burning time.
Mayberry front irons a 3, no good. Graves stuck it right back up. Probably could have come down with it. Nice save by the Raiders. Matt Page was wide open for a moment. Page will go down, lays it up with the right hand, no good. Ball bounced off Cameron Hughes' head into the hands of Daquan Poindexter, and now Daquan's lost a shoe. Basketball in the hands of Mormon. It's 5-on-4 right now for the Raiders. Mormon looking for somewhere to go. Nice pass into Poindexter, and Poindexter did travel. He caught the ball and was still moving forward to the basket.
Still trying to tie his shoe.
Colonels look, I don't know if discombobulated is the right word.
No, I think that's about as well as you can put it. They're not getting into their offense. They're they're spread, and they're burning clock, but they're not cutting. They're not setting screens as hard as they normally do. So I think they're disjointed, miscombobulated, something.
Foul was against Morgan, his first, and Travis Cottrell just put 2 fingers and pointed right to his head. You know, that's not a good foul when you're fouling underneath your own basket. And now a 1-and-1 for Daquan Poindexter. And a lot of it is just, I think coaches aren't necessarily always unhappy with fouls, but it's a situation, where do you foul? Poindexter makes that free throw. 24-20.
He's perfect from the line tonight, except for the one time when you jinxed him.
2 times. He actually has missed 2. I only jinxed on 1, Oscar, so I can only take half a missed free throw. 25-20. Low-scoring second quarter, really, for both teams. It feels like it. It's been a 13-6 quarter for the Colonels. Mayberry with the basketball. Mayberry cut off, now gets over to Matt Page. Page behind the back. Over to Graves. Graves back to Page. 28 seconds to go. Now over to Mayberry. And I'll tell you, the Raiders definitely, if they're going to hold for one, they want a good one here, too. Morgan. Over to Henderson. Now back to Morgan. Morgan puts it on the floor with his left, kicks it out.
Threw it to Josh McClure.
I think it was to Ryan Mitchell. And Ryan Mitchell out of eligibility.
Yeah, Josh McClure's got better hands than Mitchell does.
Mitchell's a lineman. Poindexter's going to inbound it with 17.4 seconds to go. Now, I don't think Appomattox has been combobulated either. They've probably been just as much, but I think each team is kind of doing it to themselves. I mean, I don't think the defense is really dictating either team's lack of offense right now. Malbeck with the basketball. 4 seconds. Colonel's looking to get something off. 3-pointers up, no good. And that will do it for the first half of play. 16 minutes in the books. 25-20 Altavista. We're back after this with the Subway halftime show on 105.5 KD Country.
No one knows trucks like we know trucks. Come see us and you'll agree. From small to tall, we've got it all. Highview Motors, GMC. Come on in. Bring the family. See your friends at Highview Motors. Highview Motors, GMC.
Good food, low prices, and great service keep customers coming back for more day after day at El Cazador Mexican Restaurant in Altavista. El Cazador is now open all afternoon, so you can buy anytime, any day, 11 a.m. until 10 p.m. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, a great place to unwind and relax with friends. Open 7 days a week, Main Street, Altavista. El Cazador thanks you for your business and making them the #1 Mexican restaurant in town. English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1909, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg.
It's cold in here. Will your heating system keep you warm this winter, or will you spend a cold evening shivering under the covers? Have your heating system inspected today by Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling. Kent Tyree has over 20 years experience and specializes in heating, air, plumbing, and electrical. Licensed and bonded. Call for an appointment today. 309-2266. 309-2266. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling.
Now back to the action with Colonel Sports on 105.5 KD Country.
Halftime here at Altavista. The Colonels lead the Raiders 25-20 down the road in Appomattox. The Lady Colonels trailing the Lady Raiders of Appomattox 19-17. And in Dan River, William Campbell, Dan River up 34-30 at the half. So a lot of things going on here tonight.
Yeah, I guess really the 34-30 doesn't surprise me at the half, because we saw Altavista trail by 2 at the half, and in Dan River, we talked about it earlier, they just continue to put that pressure on you, and eventually their depth and athleticism just takes over. So
Dan River was up 45-42 against these guys, the Appomattox Raiders, after 3, and ended up winning 73-54.
Yeah, so
I just wanted to help make your point.
Well, no, you're doing a great job, and Kenny Murphy continues to churn out those wins down in Ringgold.
Bob Alvis, Oscar Briggs here, the original A-team here from Altavista High School. Colonels lead 25-20. It's the Subway halftime show. Oscar, I know you frequented the Main Street Subway, I believe, tonight, and service was good. What was on the Briggs menu tonight?
The 6-inch steak and cheese, and getting the deluxe when you get that extra meat for 50 cents. Right. Man, oh man.
Yep. And
you can't beat it.
That's a steal. 50 cents more will get you the deluxe meat. Eleanor Haney went with the turkey, so you are what you eat. And if that's true, I guess I'm a spicy Italian. Has Oscar picked that up for me, and I will enjoy it after the game. Kyle kind of always holds my subs as a reward. If I do a good job, I get to eat.
Oh, really?
If not, I don't. So definitely everybody's got their own style of play. If you're Appomattox here real quick, in the second half, what are you going to try to do to get back in the game and take the Colonels out of theirs?
Well, I think you continue. I like what they've done with their press. They've certainly early they gave up some points, but as the half went on, they seemed to shore up that back line and didn't give up as many points and did create some turnovers. I like that pressure, kind of creating some tempo for them. And I think if they do that, and they've got to really take care of the ball on the offensive end, just too many turnovers, I think. If you can shore those two things up, you're only trailing by 5, so you're in the ball game.
What about on the other side?
Boy, the Colonels have done a good job breaking the press. They have had some turnovers off that. I think they've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball. And I think they've got to run their offense, and they've got to sharpen up their cuts. I think they have to start setting the harder picks and be a little bit more patient, maybe go through a couple more rotations in that offense because they've held the ball and burned some clock, but they just haven't been sharp in their offense.
We will take a break and sharpen ourselves up and come back and give you some halftime numbers here from Altavista High School. Colonels 25, Raiders 20 on 105.5 KD Country.
Hey guys, this is Terrell Salmon with Best Bet Motor Sales. Home of your 60-second guaranteed credit approval. We have 2 locations to serve you. Our first location is 29 South, 5 minutes past the airport, and location number 2 is 29 North, right in Amherst. We We have over 75 clean, low-mileage, late-model, pre-owned vehicles for you to choose from, low down payments, low monthly payments, and warranty on all vehicles. So don't forget, guaranteed credit approval. Best Bet Motor Sales.
For more than 103 years, we've offered special banking assistance to many nonprofit organizations. I'm Kathy Morgan with First National Bank, and we have a checking account just for nonprofits and faith-based organizations that has no minimum balance requirement and no monthly maintenance fee. We also specialize in offering financing when your group needs a loan. So come see us at First National Bank, and we'll provide your organization with an extraordinary customer experience. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's a good show, man.
Man, that was awesome.
Loud crowd. All house salad time.
I'll bring it on.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're going to have to do the encore tonight, buddy.
No, they want to see your face.
They're chanting your name.
Not it, man. They're saying Brett.
Well, I'm taking this with me.
No. I'll hold it for you.
Seriously, don't touch my salad.
Time for my encore now, son.
The house salad. Grilled chicken atop mixed greens, cucumbers, Roma tomatoes, cheddar and jack cheeses, and fried onions. Served with Texas toast. Zaxby's, indescribably good.
Zaxby's, Wards Ferry Road, Lynchburg.
A short drive will save you money.
In the market for a new Chevrolet? Fellers Chevrolet.
FellersDirect.com.
For a huge selection of new Chevrolets and pre-owned vehicles, it's Fellers Chevrolet.
FellersDirect.com.
FellersDirect.com. Selection. Convenience. Fellers Chevrolet.
Fellers Chevrolet.
Always open and only a click away.
FellersDirect.com.
A short drive will save you money. Fellers Chevrolet in Alta Vista.
Your home for Colonel sports coverage. 105.5 KD Country.
Bob and Oscar back here from Alta Vista High School, where the Colonels lead 25-20. Let's tell you how those points were scored. For the Raiders, two men with 6. Matt Page, all 6 of his in the first quarter. Devon Graves, all 6 of his in the second quarter. Devin Dews with an eye has 4. 2 points from Buster Henderson and 2 points from Marquise Morgan, and that gives you the 20 that the Raiders have. For Alta Vista, Cameron Hughes has a free throw. Mateo Malbeck with 3. 8 points from Daquan Poindexter, 6 of those from the free throw line. He's 6 of 8. 4 points from Lawrence Galliard, 4 points from Jamal Thornhill, and 5 points from Josh McClure. Colonels leading 25-20. They are 7 out of 10 from the free throw line in the first half. Raiders are 3 out of 4.
Both shooting well from the free throw line, so they're taking those opportunities and scoring.
Shout outs tonight. I know Rachel is listening. Roast Beef Rachel is listening in Lynchburg. So I love the diligence, preparing to be our engineer when she's not even there. Great dedication to the craft. Kim Gafford listening as well. She is, of course, the first lady, I guess you could say.
Absolutely.
If Coach Gafford, if Ty Gafford, the president of the Colonels here as the principal of the high school, then that makes her the first lady. I tweeted a picture of us on Twitter with you and me, and she's like, I wonder who the chaperone is. Scary thing is there is none. Eleanor Haney, our sound engineer, back at home base. The two teams will switch sides. The Colonels will shoot on the left, and the Appomattox Raiders will shoot on the right-hand side. I think one thing that the Raiders could do, and you talked about it early on, Oscar, I almost called you Kyle. So, boy, I would have put myself in timeout for that one, is you've got to figure out a way to get that press to be not detrimental. Even if you don't get a steal out of it, don't have it give up 2.
Early, they were giving up those 2. Certainly, as this half went on, they did a better job transitioning out of that zone, diamond zone, press, full court, back into a lot of times it was back into a man-to-man, and they did a good job of getting back in transition once that press was broken.
And I think if you're the Raiders, too, right now these games can still be won, but you got to win them between the ears, and that works for Alta Vista, too. You cannot be making mistakes that are going to lead to points the other way.
I think, certainly if you're Appomattox, you got to find a way to get the ball in Devin Graves' hand a little bit more. He heated up and showed the ability to score from different areas on the court. So that's an opportunity for the Raiders as well.
So we'll wrap up the Subway halftime show. Well, when you look at it, too, out of the 20 points that the Appomattox Raiders have, 12 of it is from 2 guys. Page has 6, Graves has 6. I mean, that's not terrible, but I think you would like to try to get other guys involved, just because I think when you score, that also elevates the confidence level.
Well, certainly we know Buster Henderson's capable of scoring, and Devin Dews is certainly capable of scoring.
Raiders will start the third quarter with the basketball, and Raiders will now shoot on the right-hand side. Altavista will shoot on the left-hand side. And the Raiders are going to inbound for Altavista to start the second half. It's the same starting lineup you had to start the game. Galliard, McClure, Malbeck, Mormon, and Poindexter. Appomattox has it in the hands of Perkins. He is joined by Graves, Page, Morgan, and Henderson. Matt Page will hoist from three. No good. Off the back iron. Rebounded by Buster Henderson. Raiders will get a extra possession off of that. Perkins with the basketball. Perkins between the circles. Right side. Morgan will try his hand from downtown, and it's in.
Boy, Josh McClure didn't close on him. Kind of nonchalant went out for him. I don't know if he didn't think Morgan was a threat or not, but Morgan dotted the I and knocked down the three.
Morgan has got a burly body, and I think a lot of times people don't think that a guy that size can shoot. Galliard didn't see it into his hands, lost the basketball. Galliard picked it up. Layup was too strong, rebounded by Appomattox. Raiders a little out of control. Perkins, though, regains himself, regains the dribble. Colonel's back off, and Perkins will get it across the timeline. Perkins over to Page. Matt Page with the step to the left. Page lays it up, won't fall down. Rebounded by Mateo Malbeck. And a jump ball, and the arrow will send it the other way to Altavista.
Nice shot by Mateo Malbeck and getting back and getting the rebound and being able to hold on to that. Basketball
will belong to the Colonels. Raiders are showing that full court pressure in the hands of Malbeck. Malbeck over to Poindexter. Poindexter cross court to McClure. Now over to Galliard. Galliard steps up. Galliard lays it up. Won't fall down. Rebounded by Appomattox. Page with the basketball. Guarded by Mormon.
Boy, Lawrence had a little 3-foot floater there, and he's got to learn to take that off the glass. He was going straight in and tried to shoot it straight. That's just a difficult shot.
Page thought about the three. Kicked it off to Graves. Graves over to Henderson. Henderson lobs it down to Morgan. Morgan back out to Buster. Henderson, one dribble, killed it. Now over to Graves, now to Perkins. He saw Matt Page and didn't get it over there to him. And you talk about the opposite of a ball on a string. He really wanted that one in the hands of Page, and a foul. It's going to go against Colonels.
Chancellor Mormon with a little hand check, not a whole lot of contact.
I think the officiating's been pretty consistent
Absolutely.
On what a foul is and what a foul is not.
Absolutely.
Here tonight. And I think that keeps coaches semi-pleased. Page got up in the air, tried to wrap it around two Colonels. I don't think Morgan was expecting it. And even if Morgan caught it, he'd have been out of bounds.
Yeah, he wasn't in position. And Appo picking up in that full court press.
Yeah, I think Appomattox on some of these plays are, unselfish to a fault. Basketball in the hands of Malbeck over to Poindexter. And I think that shows the camaraderie that they have. They want that other guy to score sometimes, It's not all about me. Poindexter with the rock. Good defense by the Raiders right now, making it difficult. Malbeck squirts it over to McClure. McClure, long two. That's off the mark. Graves was right in his face. And now Page gets over to Perkins. Perkins, right side to Graves. Graves finds Henderson. Henderson lays it up and in.
Colonel's slow getting back on transition defense. And
tied, by the way. Poindexter with the basketball, lost it. Now gets it over to Malbeck, but it didn't go to Malbeck. It went
Buster
to Henderson, and Henderson laid it up.
Timeout, Troy Harris. We'll take it with him. You're listening to 105.5 KD Country.
Is there a painting project on your to-do list? English's Home Center has added an additional line of paints. English's features Pratt & Lambert Lifetime Warranty Red Seal Exterior Paints. Choose from hundreds of stunning, beautiful designer colors. Pratt & Lambert Interior or Exterior Paints. Value price to save you money. Pratt & Lambert Paints. Never compromise.
English's is your complete home center.
On North Main Street, Altavista.
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
Troy Harris burns the 30 as the Raiders on a little 7-0 run here to open up the third quarter, and a little run has given them a little lead now. They're up 2.
And that defense has really, really stepped up. Colonel's having a lot of problems with that.
Malbeck over to Poindexter. Poindexter finds Mormon over to McClure. Easy peasy right there, breaking it. McClure goes around. Layup will not fall down. Rebounded by Appomattox. Colonels cannot buy a bucket right now. Graves over to Henderson. Henderson guarded by McClure. Henderson pushes off at the right. Now gets it over to Page. Page doubled. Kicks it out. Henderson for 3. Oh, too strong. Rebounded by Morgan, but he lost it into the hands of Galliard. Galliard, bounce pass over to Malbeck. Malbeck with the basketball. Now over to Poindexter. Now Mormon. Malbeck, free throw line to Galliard. Galliard kicks it right side to Poindexter, who finds it back to Mormon. Now over to Mateo Malbeck. Colonels just playing it around the perimeter right now.
Troy Harris resetting the offense.
Malbeck looking for somebody to come help. Galliard gets in that high post.
They're on a different page, too, because McClure and Galliard just met, and they were at the wrong place at the wrong time together.
Poindexter finds Galliard. Galliard tries to wrap it around. It'll go off the Raiders' knee. I'll tell you, the Raiders have definitely picked up intensity. I mean, they look like they want to win this game in the second half. In the first half, they look like they were here, but I didn't see really a killer instinct.
Well, the team they've got on the floor now is they're long, they're athletic, which you always get with an Appomattox team.
Malbeck looking for somewhere to go, throws it back to McClure. McClure goes upstairs for it. Now over to Poindexter. Poindexter hands it off to Malbeck. Malbeck has Buster Henderson right in his hip pocket. Now over to McClure. McClure takes it up, and will be fouled. And he'll go to the free throw line. Foul is going to go against Henderson. I think that's only his first. Nope, second. Team foul number 1.
McClure at the line shooting 2 for the Colonels. Colonels trail 27-20, 4:20 remaining here in the third quarter.
First one up, no good, back iron.
Colonels yet to scratch here in this segment.
And we've almost played half the frame. The English's third quarter.
Boy, and the English's third quarter has been a nemesis for the Colonels. They have had some tough third quarters this year.
But see, early on, I believe, if Kyle, unless he lied to me, if McClure rims that one out, the third quarter was like the hot quarter for a while. So it's really been a yo-yo quarter for the Colonels. Page over to Perkins. Perkins drives in. Perkins gets it off to Graves. Now back to Page. Page, way out, thought about it, gives it up to Graves. Tell you, the Raiders move. They are moving constantly. Off the shoulder of Morgan. Bounce to Graves. Now Henderson with it. Henderson over to Page. Page thought about the three. Page puts it on the floor with his left. Basketball belongs to Perkins. Perkins crosses over on Mormon. Colonel's defense making life miserable right now, too, for Appomattox, because the Raiders haven't even had anything similar to a shot. As Page will hoist the three. Over top of Malbeck, though. It wasn't an easy.
Malbeck wasn't out of position at all.
30-25. Raiders have scored 10 this quarter. Altavista has not.
I think the Colonels have to really start attacking when they break this press. Right now they're breaking it and then they're pulling back to half court. It allows Appomattox to get back in their man-to-man defense. I think they're better off going ahead and attacking.
Mormon. Bounce pass all the way through to Poindexter. Now to McClure. McClure will take it up and in.
Finish that time with a little bit of contact from Buster Henderson.
Well, I think McClure tried to initiate that contact.
No, I absolutely agree, and I think that Josh likes that contact.
30-27. I think some guys, it's like if they don't have contact, they almost shoot worse.
Well, I think that's what happened with the layup that Josh had earlier is he didn't have any contact.
Perkins guarded by Mormon. No 5-second count. Basketball in the hands of Graves. Graves looking for somewhere to go. Good defense by Galliard to deny. Page from outside.
Down and out.
Rebounded by McClure.
Looked like it was going to stay down.
But to borrow a pun here, the Colonels do not look like they're on a good page right now. They look a little confused. Poindexter with the basketball. Galliard comes up into the high post and catches it. Galliard will get it to McClure. McClure 5 feet to his left. Now over to Poindexter. Daquan puts it on the floor with his left, and a foul on the floor from the Raiders. And it's against number 10, Graves. That's his second.
That's only the second team foul here with 2:11 remaining in the third quarter. So despite all the activity, only 2 team fouls on Appomattox, only 1 on Altavista.
English's third quarter, your complete home center. Malbeck with it. Now gets it over to Mormon. Mormon over to Malbeck. Now back to Mormon. Now to Hughes. Back over to Mormon. Now Malbeck. Malbeck full fire from 3. That hits back plate. No good. Rebounded Appomattox. Perkins wants to go. He'll get it to Buster Henderson. Henderson saw Mormon in front of him. He'll kick back. The 3 by Perkins is no good. Rebounded by Appomattox. Perkins drives in. Perkins is going to take it up and in, but they're going to wave that bucket.
Nice job by Cameron Hughes firmly stood position, saw what the Appomattox player was going to do, drew the charge, negated the bucket. Fourth foul on Draper.
Foul on the Raiders as a team. And the basketball will belong to Altavista. Cameron Hughes with the rock. McClure, left-hand dribble, kicks it back to Malbeck. Now to Hughes. Cameron fires from three. Off the mark, too strong. Rebounded by McClure. McClure chases it down. Will put it on the floor with his left. Goes to the rack. Up and in, and he'll have one.
There's the contact that we talked about that Josh likes so much. And he'll have the opportunity to go to the line and tie this ball game.
Foul was against Henderson.
Colonels did a good job that time, breaking the press, continued to attack, got into a rotation. Appomattox really never got set in their defensive rotation. That's what allowed Josh to get to the bucket and score.
Keep in mind, too, Colonels are tied now. I was going to say they were down. So Colonels have responded with their own run. It's a 5-0 run right now for Altavista after Appomattox opened the frame on a 10-0 margin. They always say basketball is a game of runs, Mr. Briggs. Tonight, that statement is very true.
All 5 points in this quarter by Josh McClure for the Colonels as well.
Mayberry got it over to Graves. Graves was off balance, hit it off the back of the glass. No good. Hughes looking for somebody to pass to. Instead, he'll bring it up himself. Now Galliard with it. Galliard over to Mormon. Now to Poindexter. Daquan between the circles. We'll pull it back out. Poindexter bounces to Galliard. Galliard in front of the free throw line. Takes it up and in. Colonels seem like they have that swag back right now. 32-30.
It's amazing what happens when you get into your offense. Ooh, Mayberry and Malbeck are absolutely going at it.
Devin Dews with the basketball over to Graves. Malbeck is on Mayberry like a blanket. Buster Henderson comes through, kicks it back out. Dews for three, no good. Rebounded by Mateo Malbeck. Malbeck with the rock. Crosses the timeline. Has Poindexter on his right side. Malbeck drove in and had it stripped away. Dews will pick it. Dews comes down, fakes Mormon, lays it up, will not go down. Rebounded by Chancellor Mormon, and Mormon is going to be fouled.
Call that on Deshaun Thomas.
5 team fouls now against the Raiders here in this third quarter. That's Thomas's first.
5th team foul on the Raiders. We just talked about a couple minutes ago that there weren't that many fouls called, and they've come here in a rush here at the end of the quarter.
21.2 to go in the English's third quarter. You're home for Atrium Vinyl Windows, keeping you cool in the winter. Cool in the summer, I should say, and warm in the winter. That would be kind of a bad combo there. McClure with the rock, down to 7. McClure into Galliard. Galliard has to go downstairs for it to pick it up. Now Malbeck. Mateo back over to Galliard. Galliard takes it up, and he'll be fouled. The foul is going to be against Thomas, I believe. That'll be his second in a matter of moments. And it will send Galliard to the stripe. So Galliard's going to have 2 shots with .8 to go. So even if he misses, Appomattox is going to have to get off a Hail Mary.
Well, thanks for that.
Galliard misses the first. I meant on the second one.
Yeah, he promptly...
And Altavista shooting the rest of the way because that was the 6th foul. So
That's
the next
right.
one will be 7th. Galliard misses the second, rebounded by Morgan. Morgan will just throw it down into the Raiders' neck of the woods, and that will do it for quarter number 3. We have played 3 from Altavista High School. The Colonels lead the Raiders 32-30 right here on 105.5 Shady Country.
You're listening to Colonel Sports on 105.5 KD Country, WKDE Altavista, Lynchburg. PCM Industrial Services recognizes the importance of high school athletics by sponsoring this award-winning broadcast. PCM Industrial Maintenance and Construction Specialists providing welding, millwright, erection, and fabrication services to all forms of industry throughout the Mid-Atlantic region. From offices in Altavista, PCM Industrial Services wishes Coach Harris and the Altavista basketball team a safe and successful season. Go Colonels!
More live high school sports action on 105.5 KD Country.
Back here from Altavista High School, where the Colonels will take a lead into the fourth quarter. And Appomattox will have Nelson County tomorrow night at home. So the Raiders, no rest for the weary. 3 games in 3 days. Dan River, after 3 quarters, now leads William Campbell 64-42. Remember, that was a 4-point game at intermission.
Well, and we talked about that, and that was a high probability that could happen.
They had a 30-point quarter.
Wow.
Raiders will have to inbound. Raiders now have a little bit of ground to make up. Not insurmountable, but I think that, a 2-point game. But I think Uncle Mo definitely left their bench at about the halfway mark of the third quarter and went and sat on Altavista's side.
If they can hang around and keep it in that 2 to 4 point range.
Mayberry for 3, left side, too strong. McClure with it. McClure comes down this way on the left side. McClure will shovel it back out to Daquan Poindexter. Raiders in a man-to-man, not too tight though. Poindexter lost it for a moment off the shoe. I'm surprised they didn't reset that. Now Maul back over to Hughes. Now McClure catches. McClure drives in, gets the bucket and one.
Nice pick by Lawrence Galliard. And the Colonels again got that out of their offense as Galliard went to the free throw line, set the pick. Nice job by McClure rolling off of it and a good feed in from Mateo Malbeck.
It's the second foul against number 15 for the Raiders. That is Chase Mayberry. And McClure will try to earn the old-fashioned 3-point play. Front iron, no good. Galliard had the rebound, bounced off his chest, tried to pick it back up, no good.
Nice hustle by
over to Malbeck.
Colonels all over the floor. McClure, Galliard. Hustle paid off. Colonels with the ball back into the forecourt.
Poindexter with the rock. And they'll call Poindexter for the offensive foul. I'll say he cleared out with the left elbow, his first, team second. Basketball in the hands of Matt Page. Page will walk it across the timeline. Page in the front court. Now over to Devin Dews. Devin Dews makes a move to his right, then goes left. Dews had that shot rim in, rim out. Ball went off Mateo Malbeck's back. Picked up by Morgan. Morgan can't get it to go. Now rebounded by McClure. Mayberry saying jump ball, but I don't think he ever had his hands on the basketball at all.
Boy, they were, that was a man's game underneath down there. They were throwing bodies everywhere.
And it'll be a 2-shot foul for Josh McClure. So McClure will have 2 as the referee says something to Buster Henderson. Actually, it'll be a 1-and-1. 8th team foul. McClure, first one up. Will not fall down. Rebound squirted out to Devin Dews. Dews is going to take on everybody. 1-on-4. Dews comes down, had it blocked away. He drew contact with Poindexter, too. Now the basketball in the hands of Altavista. Poindexter with the rock.
Daquan tried to set up to draw the charge, and trying to avoid him, he kind of cut towards the basket, and Lawrence was trailing and timed his block perfectly.
Hughes with the basketball. Now over to Galliard. Or Poindexter, pardon me. Now over to Malbeck. Malbeck guarded by Dews. Malbeck puts it on the floor. Now goes right side. Bounce pass into McClure. McClure takes it up too strong. Second shot won't go down. Rebound is being tapped around and picked up by the Raiders.
I think Josh anticipated more contact on both of those shots and didn't get it, and that's what threw him off.
Basketball was loose for a moment. Now picked up by McClure. Dews gets it back. Dews wraparound pass over to Morgan. Morgan takes it up and in. And a timeout by Appomattox. The Raiders probably saved everybody there because things were starting to get wild. 34-32 with 5:58 to go in the fourth. We're back in a moment on 105.5 KD Country.
Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving families since 1905.
Life is full of opportunities to show someone we love them. One such opportunity is the funeral or memorial service. Finch and Finch helps you celebrate the relationships they shared and honors the memory of your loved one.
Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving families since 1905.
Hello, this is Jerry Motley from 1433 Altavista Moose Center. Asking everybody to come on down and join us and see what the Moose is all about to help us support our Moose Heart, Moose Haven family. Anybody's welcome to come down and take a tour of our building and see what's going on. Come on down and we'll let you in and we can have some fun. We're looking forward.
Meet Jerry and the rest of the Altavista Moose family and become a member. The Altavista Moose Family Center on Lynch Mill Road.
Back to the press box for high school sports on 105.5 KD Country.
Travis Cottrell with the timeout. It was a full 1 minute timeout. What do you think the message was?
No, continue to do what you're doing. 34-32. I think the more that they can keep this ball game in a scramble type mode, the better opportunity they have. And they've set up in that full court press again.
Poindexter to Hughes. Hughes lost it for a moment, now gets it back. Hughes, jumper in front of the free throw line, tried to bank it off the window, no good. Rebounded Buster Henderson.
And that's not the shot, if you're Coach Harris, that you want to take.
Perkins over to Page. Page will drive. Kicks it back to Morgan. Morgan puts it on the floor. Morgan takes a shot and a foul on Hughes. Cameron got him, that's for sure. Now, whether there might have been a travel on the play, too, according to the Alta Vista coaching staff.
Well, the official on the baseline did call a wall.
Depends on what came first.
Yeah.
I think Appomattox, though, is kind of in the same situation as Alta Vista is. They need to find some better shots. They need to get it in right now. Galliard taps it out, so that'll just move them down the baseline. Raiders have not gotten a lot of good looks in this second, really since they had that 10-0 run.
That's right.
Because they've only had 2 points since then, so that's 2 points for almost about 6 minutes now.
Even the three-pointer that Page shot was contested. Yep. It wasn't a great open look.
Give him credit, though. He made it. He'll try to make another one. Right side, no good. Rebounded, popped into the hands of Buster Henderson. Henderson will get it out to Graves. Graves' three is no good. And they'll call a foul under the floor, or on the floor. It's on Matt Page. And that'll be foul number 9 on the Raiders. Second on Page. And it'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Alta Vista.
And but we talked about them not getting a good look. They did get a good look on that as Coach Cottrell's play worked well. Coming off the screen from Buster Henderson, Page found himself wide open. Got a good look at the three, just couldn't convert.
Then got it back out to Graves. But the only thing I would, if I was going to play devil's advocate, is Hughes misses a free throw, tapped around in the hands of Buster Henderson. You settled for 2 threes right there. It's a 2-point game. Perkins will try his hand. Corner pocket, no good. In and out, rebounded by Galliard. Now over to Malbeck. Some people like shooting. Some people it's easier to shoot that 3, though, than it is a 2. Malbeck to McClure. McClure spun left side, dribbled with the right, and foul against the Raiders. That's number 10, so we're looking at 2 the rest of the way. That foul is against Henderson, I believe. So that's either 3 or 4 on Buster. And that is 4. So Henderson with 4, Perkins with 4. At this point, though, I don't know that you can be choosy on when to sit them. I mean, it's a 2-point game. It feels like much more, though, to be honest with you.
Well, it really does. And Josh McClure's gone cold from the free throw line.
Yeah, I was going to say, if the Colonels had been knocking down some of these free throws in the second half, this would be more than a 2-point game.
Mm-hmm. They missed several on the front end of 1-and-1s.
McClure does hit the second one. Now the lead is 3, 35-32. We're in the English's fourth quarter, 5:01 to go. English, your complete home center. Home for Carhartt, clothing for men, and Morgan looking to go to the rack. Foul is against Galliard. And this will send Morgan to the stripe for 2.
And that's something that Lawrence, as a sophomore, just needs a little bit more strength, a little bit more time in the weight room. Morgan just too much of a man for him at this point.
Well, and you got to think, too, I mean, this, for a lot of these guys, even the guys that have been on the team, it's most of their, a lot of them are seeing their significant minutes for the first time really ever this season.
Oh, that's right. And again, Lawrence has improved dramatically and become, he's going to be a special ball player.
I'm shocked they're 12-3 based on at the beginning of the year.
I think if you look at who they lost and the amount of time that players had, I thought they were going to be decent. 12-3 surprises me.
And give Coach Harris and his staff
absolutely
a lot of credit for that. 35-33, but give the players a lot of credit. They've been executing as well. Galliard gets it back. Now over to Malbeck.
That's when the Colonels have got attacked. They broke the press and had 3-on-2. They kind of let all the other players get back into the scope.
McClure drives baseline, puts it up. It'll fall down and in.
With a ton of contact again.
37-33. Perkins was trying to draw a foul. he was playing it, but it kind of in that no foul zone per se.
And Josh did a good job of trying to avoid the contact.
Page from way out, 3-pointer, side iron, no good. Rebounded by Altavista.
Coach Cottrell probably not real happy with that shot selection either.
4:08 to go. Now Altavista probably just wants to get some quality time and get some quality possession off the clock.
Yeah, I mean, they're a huge lead, 4 points.
Mormon with it. Mormon gets it over to McClure, and a timeout by Altavista. It'll be a full 1 minute timeout. We will observe the stoppage for a minute as well. 37-33, Altavista leads with 3:55 to go in regulation.
Start your business on a winning note with an Altavista revolving loan. It's an opportunity to score big for your company's future growth. Funds available up to $10,000. Loan rate 1% below prime. Connect with Altavista's Economic Development Director, Dennis Jarvis II at Altavista Town Hall. Make your move today. The Altavista Revolving Loan Fund encourages economic development and enhances community vitality.
Your high school sports station with award-winning coverage on 105.5 KD Country.
Back here from Altavista High School, Colonels lead 37-33. Second half of the fourth quarter now. And if you're out Appomattox, you'd either like to see 4 more minutes of basketball or either win in regulation. If you're Altavista, you don't want the Raiders to have another lead the rest of the night. And you're shooting 2 the rest of the way. Appomattox still 3 shots away from bonus. Altavista has the basketball. Coming off the full 1 minute timeout. Mormon will inbound. Perkins guarding him. Mormon puts it in play into the backcourt to Mateo Malback. Malback hands it off to Cameron Hughes. Hughes now over to Mormon. Almost like the old style weave, Oscar, when you were playing.
What it looks like.
McClure to Malback underneath.
Oh, my goodness.
Malback
are you kidding me?
Was almost behind the goal and flipped it up at the last second and got it to go down. Page, though, got down in the court in a hurry, and they're going to call a foul on Galliard. He did not have position, and this will send Appomattox to the stripe. I believe that's Galliard's 3rd, team's 5th, and Matt Page will be at the stripe for 2.
Boy, excuse the exuberance. What a cut by Malback. And then, like you said, he was almost literally behind the backboard and threw the ball up with his back to the basket, flipped it off with some English, and, boy, it went straight into the bank, into the basket. What a shot.
Page's first goes down, 39-34. If you're Appomattox, I mean, free throws are just as important for you as they are for Altavista now because you don't want to leave anything on the table. 3:33 to go.
Trailing by 5, 34-39.
Page, second one up, front iron, no good. Rebounded by Altavista. Colonels had that ball surrounded and still was scared Appomattox could come out with it because the Raiders are just so athletic. Hughes with the basketball. Page is playing deny on Poindexter. Now Poindexter comes to. Poindexter goes all the way down the lane. Poindexter lays it up and it will fall down. 41-34. Raiders with the basketball. Henderson skipped it over to Graves. Somehow it wound up in his hands.
They're counting.
And it's a 5-point lead. 41-36. Colonels need to break the pressure. Hughes with it. Hughes had it deflect. Buster Henderson picks it up. Henderson lays it up and in. 41-38.
Again, that press continues to pay off.
Each team has 1:30 and 2 fulls left. Poindexter almost traveled, throws it cross court to McClure, picked off by Perkins.
Press continues to work. Buster Henderson wide open.
Left side, gets
timeout.
And
Troy Harris.
And the bucket will count 41-40. Timeout Altavista. We will take it as well with 2 minutes and 33 seconds to go in regulation. Timeout. We'll be back in just a moment after this full 1 minute timeout.
KCD Maintenance. Kenny can do it. If you've got a home or business maintenance issue, Kenny can do it. Call 665-1333. That's 665-1333 for KCD Maintenance. Painting, building maintenance, minor construction, and more. Kenny can do it. Call 665-1333. Again, that's 665-1333. KCD Maintenance.
No one knows trucks like we know trucks. Come see us and you'll agree. From small to tall, we've got it all. GMC. Come on in. Bring the family. See your friends at Hy-View Motors. Hy-View Motors. GMC. From small to tall, we've got it all. Hy-View Motors. GMC.
Now back to the action with Colonel Sports on 105.5 KD Country.
Timeout by Altavista. Your message in the huddle would have been?
Boy, you got to keep your foot on the accelerator. They've done a good job breaking the press and up until the last three possessions, and then they've gotten a little bit tentative, aren't being aggressive. They're not attacking, and I think that's what they've got to continue to do.
Poindexter with the basketball. Now over to Malbeck. Malbeck with it. Now gets it to Poindexter. Poindexter's just going to get it dribbled up. So the press just went right away right there.
Well, absolutely, and I think Coach Cottrell was not real happy that they abandoned the press so quickly right then.
Malbeck to McClure. McClure will drive in, puts it up and in.
Wow.
43-40. 2:14 to go. Raiders down the other way. Graves, quick three, and it's in.
Boy, that's a tie ball game. Just like that. 2:05 remaining here.
I don't know if that was designed or not, but it was very quick. Malbeck with it. Now over to Hughes. Hughes will dribble it in the front court, gets it over to McClure. Now to Poindexter. Now Malbeck. Malbeck was guarded by Page, then Page just kind of left him. If you're Appomattox, you've got to be careful because if you foul, Raiders or Colonels are on the line for two.
Oof, what a
that pass went down to Malbeck, and Malbeck caught it waist high, but had to go bobble it a little bit. Ball didn't come clean to him. Buck 30 to go.
Momentum clearly on the side of the Raiders right now.
Poindexter with the basketball. Now Malbeck to Poindexter. Poindexter drives in, and Poindexter tripped up.
That's going to be Buster Henderson. If that is, that's 5.
Perkins was in the area, too. And Perkins is going to be the one
that's who it
his
is.
fifth. So Travis Cottrell has 30 seconds, and he'll use about 3. And he'll get Devin Dews back in the game. So 2 shots for Poindexter. 1:22 to go in the fourth. Two dribbles for Poindexter. Shot up, and it won't go down. And
Daquan shooting 60% from the free throw line this year.
Sub at the table will come in for Daquan if he can hit the free throw. He does. It'll be Chancellor Mormon in.
I like the defensive substitution, although Daquan's a heck of a defensive player himself.
Well, I mean, everybody on Altavista is a heck of a defensive player, though.
It's true.
You're not really losing a lot of defense if you're the Colonels with any guy. 44-43, pardon me.
Colonels still have one to give, too. I think that's important.
Henderson. They'll call it a 3. And
it is a 3.
Henderson's feet were close. And now the Raiders up 2. McClure cut off. Back out to Mormon. Now we're under a minute. Malbeck will drive in. Malbeck to this rack, and he'll get fouled.
Boy, it was a little bit of a late whistle. I was wondering if it was going to get blown or not. Coach Cottrell says shouldn't have gotten called.
Foul is against number 20. That's Henderson. That's 5 on him. Raiders are going to take a timeout as well, I believe.
Mateo Malbeck will be at the line. He's shooting 66% from the free throw line this year. Colonel's trailing by 2. 50 seconds left.
50 seconds left. We will observe the stoppage as well. Timeout here on 105.5 KD Country.
Some people have never tried food at a Mexican restaurant. So we asked Chad Shelton from Shelton's Plumbing and Heating about his experience.
I wasn't so sure what the green stuff was, but they slipped some on my plate one day, and now I won't have a meal without guacamole. Still can't spell it.
At El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, if you have questions, they give you the answers in English. Mexican and American foods, affordable prices, and fast service. Try it today, El Cazador, Main Street, Altavista.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Virginia are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Brought to you by English Construction Company, with offices in Lynchburg.
Your home for Colonel sports coverage. 105.5 KD Country.
Malbec will have 2 shots at the free throw line. It took them a while to figure out if it was going to be a 30 or a full, and it really turned into about a minute and a half on the timeout. Appomattox was charged a full, though, so the Raiders now have 1 full and 1:30 left. Colonels have 2 fulls, I believe.
Mateo shooting 66%. Knocks down the first.
46-45. Now, if you're Appomattox, you can hold for 1 if you want. 50 seconds to go. I don't see them doing that just because they're so aggressive with the basketball.
But the Colonels have 1 to give, too, so.
Malbec misses.
Now that point.
Now you almost have to foul quickly. And
smart play by Mateo
Malbec.
He's disappointed in himself that he missed that free throw. But still a good call. Good foul.
Now
that's only his second.
And that's team 6. Now if you're Altavista, I don't know how quick you want to foul. You've got 43.8. You can play defense, I think, for a little bit. But it just depends on what you want to do and how much time you want to see the ball with.
Boy, Chancellor Mammoth steal.
Over to McClure.
What a steal by Chancellor Moore.
Now to Malbec. Timeout, Altavista. We will keep it here. 34.8 to go. It'll be a full, but we will keep it here. So the Colonels have 1 timeout left now. And I believe it's a full. It might be a 30, but I think it's a full. For the Raiders, you have 1 full and 1:30 left. If you're the Raiders, obviously the last thing in the world you want to do is foul. If you're Altavista, to counter that, I'd say you get it to the rack.
Yeah, I think they've done a good job here in the second half, and certainly the big score has been Josh McClure. If you can get in his hands and get him to the rack and maybe get some contact, you either send him free throw line or get him the opportunity for an old-fashioned three-point play.
Raiders have played a lot better tonight than they did in Appomattox, and you've got to think that the Raiders are probably a tired ball club. I believe they played Friday. They played tonight. They're playing tomorrow as well. But Travis Cottrell has kind of got the Al Davis motto probably at this point. Just win, baby. We'll keep playing as long as we can keep winning.
Well, Perkins and Henderson have both fouled out, too, so they're a little bit thin.
Morgan, Page, Dews, Thomas, and Graves are on the floor for Appomattox. For Altavista, it's Mormon, Malbec, Hughes, Galliard, and McClure.
Although we say a little bit thin, however, that's the Appomattox players on the floor. They've been in the rotation all game long anyway. So
Altavista, step 1, get it in.
We get Morgan and McClure.
And I'm sure Travis Cottrell probably out of 40 seconds of that minute, don't foul, don't foul, don't foul. Hughes with the basketball. Hughes tied up over to Malbec. Malbec got some separation from Matt Page. Ball deflects in the air. Ball is still loose. Malbec picks it up. And jump ball.
Goes to the
Arrow
Colonels.
is going to keep it to Altavista. Boy, those two guys just jumped on Malbec quickly. Good sportsmanship by Page and Dews both to help him up. 18.1 to go.
Boy, Mateo thought that it was going to be backcourt. With the ball had been deflected, he was kind of hanging, waiting to see if one of the Appo players would touch it first.
Well, I think if he had touched it, his momentum was probably going to take him into the backcourt, too. Hughes with it. Hughes will bring it up. Timeout, Altavista. So timeout, and we will observe this one as well. We've got 13.5 seconds when we come back on 105.5 KD Country.
It's cold in here. Will your heating system keep you warm this winter, or will you spend a cold evening shivering under the covers? Have your heating system inspected today by Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling. Kent Tyree has over 20 years experience and specializes in heating, air, plumbing, and electrical. Licensed and bonded. Call for an appointment today. 309-2266. 309-2266. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling.
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
Colonels haven't had too many that have come down to the last possession. The one that pops out to me, I guess, would be that one in Chatham where Nelson Dews hit a shot late at the end. But now the Colonels are going to have to hit something. And you've got to think the officials might be a little lax.
Oh, that's
McClure,
a mistake
open.
by Appomattox.
McClure takes it up, no call. Basketball is loose. And McClure gets a piece of Dews. And now Dews will be at the line for 1-1. I thought Josh did enough to draw the contact there. But like I said, sometimes that gets swallowed in the last 15 seconds.
Boy, I did too. Deshaun Thomas came over the top and was able to knock the ball away. 8.7 seconds here in the ballgame. Colonel's trailing 45-46.
Well, 46-45, like you mentioned, Appomattox at the line. The worst that's going to happen is you're going to be down 3. I think if you're Dews and you miss, it's not the worst case right now, as long as you can play defense and you don't foul.
Right.
Because if the ball bounces around for a moment, but Dews makes it, so that's a moot point, 47-45. Now again, though, if you do miss, that's going to run some time. And the Colonels have no timeouts left. Everybody's off the line for Appomattox. Dews at his lonesome. And I'll tell you, the Colonels don't even really look ready to rebound. It'll go down 48-45. Travis Cottrell is going to help out the Colonels and call a timeout. And the Colonels will now get to draw up something as well. Appomattox has one timeout left. We will keep it here with 8.7 seconds to go. 48-45, and it's a full.
Well, here's the age-old strategy question. Do you foul and keep them from shooting the 3?
I don't like doing that because I think too much crazy stuff can happen, and I'll still, at this point in time, make a kid make one from 22 or beyond.
I'm not a fan of it either, but boy.
And if you're going to do it, though, run some time. Get it down to
absolutely
2 or 3 seconds. I just think instructing high school kids to foul in order to not make a 3, I think you're really just playing with fire. I think it's really too dangerous to do. I don't like it on the college or pro level either, but I mean at the high school level, I just think you're asking for disaster. But if you're the Colonels, you got to get it in bounds, you got to get it across midcourt, and you got to get up a good shot. One thing to keep in mind is Appomattox did make that free throw, so if Altavista wanted to run something where they lateral it out of bounds, they can. You can also run the baseline. If you're Appomattox, though, and they're not even going to put any pressure on.
It looks, I mean, they've been in full court pressure all game long, and it looks like right now they may put some token pressure up, but right now they've got Page coming up.
Page is going to follow Malback.
It looks like Appomattox is a little bit unsure as to what they're going to do.
Now they are pressing. Malback with it. Down to 6.
What a pick by Josh.
Malback. He's inside the arc. Now he's behind it. Malback to McClure. McClure catches. McClure fires for 3. No good. Too strong. Raiders sneak out of here with a 48-45 win. Altavista got a good look at it. It was just a little too strong by Josh, and Colonels will drop to 12-4. We'll step aside and come back. It'll be the Subway postgame show. Raiders get one on the road, 48-45 over Altavista on 105.5 KD Country.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Virginia high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too.
Brought to you by English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg.
Hey guys, this is Terrell Salmon with Best Bet Motor Sales. Home of your 60-second guaranteed credit approval. We have 2 locations to serve you. Our first location is 29 South, 5 minutes past the airport, and location number 2 is 29 North, right in Amherst. We have over 75 clean, low mileage, late model, pre-owned vehicles for you to choose from, low down payments, low monthly payments, and warranty on all vehicles. So don't forget, guaranteed credit approval, Best Bet Motor Sales.
Zaxby's, Wards Ferry Road, Lynchburg.
Man, that house salad looks good.
Dude, it's so good.
How about one bite for the road?
No.
Sharing is caring.
No. You can't have any of my salad, bro.
Wait, I got it right here. I got $20 in a dream, yeah.
Well, that's a hit right there, dude.
Thank you.
Thanks, dude.
The house salad. Grilled chicken atop mixed greens, cucumbers, Roma tomatoes, cheddar and jack cheeses, and fried onions. Served with Texas toast. Zaxby's, indescribably good.
PCM Industrial Services recognizes the importance of high school athletics by sponsoring this award-winning broadcast. PCM Industrial Maintenance and Construction Specialists providing welding, millwright, erection, and fabrication services to all forms of industry throughout the Mid-Atlantic region. From offices in Altavista, PCM Industrial Services wishes Coach Harris and the Altavista basketball team a safe and successful season. Go Colonels!
More live high school sports action on 105.5 KD Country.
Raiders steal one on the road, 48-45. I'll tell you, you got to give Appomattox credit. They hung around long enough and just wouldn't go away. It's something you talked about it on the air and during the breaks, that this team just hanging around, that can get scary.
And that came to fruition. And the Colonels went on that little 7-point run and looked like they were going to put it away, but Appomattox stayed in that little diamond 1-2-2 or whatever it is press that they ran the whole game, and they were able to force some turnovers, got back, and then a three-pointer by Buster Henderson put them in the lead, and the Colonels just couldn't recover.
And honestly, I even don't think this was Appomattox's A game. I mean, I think it was a good game by the Raiders, but I think if they get turned loose, they can really do some damage to some people.
They have the makings of a very, very good ball club.
Right. I don't want to play them in the playoffs.
I think you're right. They've got athleticism. They've got some kids that can shoot. They hit the boards hard. That full court press is daunting to break. If you attack it, you can score off of it, but you play tentative against it, and they're going to eat you up.
But I think they kind of have the same type syndrome as Altavista does. I think Altavista was a little bit of their own worst enemy tonight. Just offensively, it seemed like a lot of guys were kind of almost, as close as you and I are right now, 2 feet next to each other. It seemed like they didn't have that flow and consistent rhythm. And I think, Altavista is going to have better days. Defense, I thought, was sound tonight. I mean, a lot of Appomattox shots were tough and contested. So I think both these teams could make some noise.
Yeah, I totally agree. And, they're on a winning streak now, 2 in a row.
Right, and they've got Nelson tomorrow night. Nelson has been playing really, really well. Nelson also, though, has been playing a lot. I think they had Chatham tonight. They beat Buffalo Gap last night. So a lot of stuff for the Colonels to get established. If you're the Raiders, don't really have time. You just keep the ball rolling, and they will go on tomorrow. We will take another timeout. It is the Subway postgame show. And we'll come back and wrap it up with some final stats and more right here on 105.5 KD Country.
This broadcast is brought to you by the KD Country Sports Club.
It's Chef's Drive-In, keeping drive-ins alive with hometown pride and service.
One Stop Mart, where the gas is cheap, the beverages are cold, and the chicken is kicking.
El Cerrito Altavista. Throw on a sombrero. Shake your maracas. It's El Cerrito time.
Altavista Medical and Oncology Massage Therapy at Broad Street can relieve your pain.
Vista Food. Altavista, your hometown grocery with the freshest produce and the best meats.
McDonald's in Altavista, committed to the community and now serving breakfast all day.
KD Country Basketball Broadcast, brought to you by members of the Altavista Sports Club.
Brother needs a thicket, sister wants a ride. Uncle needs a sports car to keep him satisfied. Mama, she wants comfort, luxury and style. And Daddy, he just wants a deal that's gonna make him smile. Everybody's happy, you can hear them all say. With that we went to Fellas Chevrolet. Competition for all dealers in Central VA. A short drive will save you money. Fellas Chevrolet in Alta Vista.
Is there a painting project on your to-do list? English's Home Center has added an additional line of paints. English's features Pratt & Lambert Lifetime Warranty Red Seal exterior paints. Choose from hundreds of stunning, beautiful designer colors. Pratt & Lambert interior or exterior paints. Value price to save you money. Pratt & Lambert paints. Never compromise.
English is
English's is your complete home center.
On North Main Street, Altavista.
Back to the press box for high school sports on 105.5 KD Country.
Not all bad news if you're a Colonels fan tonight. The Lady Colonels get one on the road, 42-40 over Appomattox, coached by DJ Jack. That's a hard-working club, too, down there in Appomattox.
Wow. I guess I didn't realize DJ was the coach down there.
DJ's still coaching.
DJ and I went to college together and played a little ball together at Averett. So
how was he?
He was quick. I can tell you he was quick. Left-handed and quick.
I heard he liked to shoot, too.
He wasn't afraid of shooting the ball. It was a black hole. Went to DJ, you weren't getting it back.
Altavista, one struggle tonight, Oscar, as I look at the final stats. They had 15 free throws in the second half. They made 4.
That's the difference. I mean, clearly, if they make half of what they missed, then it's a win.
And Appomattox had them in the bonus for a while. So bad if you're Altavista that you know that free throw, that demon just comes up and gets you again. Go ahead.
No, I think that certainly that, and you know they got out to that 7-point lead and they got complacent. Didn't keep their foot on the gas. They had opportunities to attack when they broke that press and just lost momentum. And once Appomattox got it rolling and got back in the game, they were hard to stop.
Raiders scored 18 points in the fourth quarter. Colonels only had 13. So, but the Raiders, you got to give them credit. They came in and they hung around and got the victory. When we come back, Oscar and I will put a bow on the Subway postgame show with stats, players of the game, and we'll talk about Friday night in Naruna on 105.5 KD Country.
Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving family since 1905.
Life is full of opportunities to show someone we love them. One such opportunity is the funeral or memorial service. Finch and Finch helps you celebrate the relationships they shared and honors the memory of your loved one.
Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving family since 1905.
Hello, this is Jerry Motley from 1433 Altavista Moose Center. Asking everybody to come on down and join us and see what the Moose is all about to help us support our Moose Heart, Moose Haven family. Anybody's welcome to come down and take a tour of our building and see what's going on. Come on down and we'll let you in and we can have some fun. We're looking forward.
Meet Jerry and the rest of the Altavista Moose family and become a member. The Altavista Moose Family Center on Lynch Mill Road.
Start your business on a winning note with an Altavista revolving loan. It's an opportunity to score big for your company's future growth. Funds available up to $10,000. Loan rate 1% below prime. Connect with Altavista's Economic Development Director, Dennis Jarvis II at Altavista Town Hall. Make your move today. The Altavista Revolving Loan Fund encourages economic development and enhances community vitality.
Your high school sports station with award-winning coverage on 105.5 KD Country.
Bob and Oscar to put the bow on the box here from Altavista High School. Big props to our sound engineer, Eleanor Haney, tonight for making us sound good. Let's start with the Raiders. Give me just a second here, Oscar. Friday night, though, Colonels get back on the horse against William Campbell, but tonight it was 10 points from Matt Page, 6 points from Devin Dews, 11 from Graves, 13 from Buster Henderson, and 8 points from Marquise Morgan as the Raiders finish with a total of 48. On the other side, if you're looking at Altavista, you're seeing 1 point, a free throw from Cameron Hughes. It was a 6-point night from Mateo Malbeck. Daquan Poindexter, who lived at the line for a good portion of the night, finishes with 11. It was 6 points from Lawrence Galliard, 4 points from Jamal Thornhill, and Josh McClure finishes with 17 on the evening. Let me double-check my math on that one real quick. 17 for the night for McClure. So that will bring us to our players of the game time. And, Oscar, I'm always a great host, and I'll let you go first. Let's start with Appomattox.
Boy, for Appomattox, I'm going to go with Buster Henderson. He had a great game all night, was in the ball game, hit the big three that really put him over the top, and good ball game from Buster tonight.
I got to go with the band leader, though, Matt Page. I think Matt Page's three that he hit over Malbec, I mean, you can argue any three really that Appomattox hits the difference, but I think Matt Page, the guts of a burglar, as I like to say, really just shows no fear out there, and I really think I think a lot of the guys still look at him, even though, granted, different sport, but I mean, he was a leader on that football team, and I think he's a leader out here. Other side.
The big second half from Josh McClure for me. A lot of contact, but he's the one that took charge and was really the aggressor on offense, the bright spot on offense for the Colonels tonight.
Yeah, I would have to concur. I thought McClure did a good job. It's almost like a lot of people could not just get in a rhythm and a flow tonight for Altavista, but tell you can't argue a 3-point game. They had a chance to win it, so I think they got to feel good about that. They came back from a 10-0 run, which Appomattox got on quickly in the second half, but we're way past moral victories at this point with a 12-3 team too.
12-4.
12-4 now. 12-3 entering the ninth.
No, that's right. No, absolutely right.
Moral victories out the window.
That's right.
For a young group,
and especially you're talking about an Altavista team that 3-time defending state champion and high expectations coming into this year. A new coach, players with some experience, and hey, 12-4 is still a great year.
It's not over.
And not over.
And they'll hit the road Friday to Naruna. Always it's kind of been a weird place for the Colonels. It's been a tough place to play. The gym is really pretty much laid out like this, but it's always like when Altavista comes to town, it's the Super Bowl, the World Series, National Championship all rolled into one. Everybody wants to see the Colonels go down unless you're wearing black and orange.
Colonels have played a lot of ball games there, yep. Regionals and district and all kind of tournaments. So,
Oscar, it was a pleasure tonight. I hope we get to do this again down the road.
Well, let's not wait so long.
Absolutely. We'll kick Kyle out more often. So for Oscar Briggs, I'm Bob Alvis, Eleanor Haney, our sound engineer. And let me tell you our sponsors that brought you tonight's game. Zaxby's on Wards Ferry Road in Lynchburg. Feller Chevrolet, where a short drive will save you money. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, keeping cool in the summer, warm in the winter, and comfortable in between. First National Bank, focused on providing an extraordinary customer experience. English's, your complete home center, now offering a complete line of Carhartt clothing for men. Highview Motors, GMC, from small to tall, Highview has it all. El Cazador, be sure to try their new menu. KCD Maintenance, Ken can do it. Maintenance, call 665-1333. English Construction, wishing our high school athletes an exciting and injury-free game. The Altavista Office of Economic Development, try that 5 times fast, helping Altavista grow. PCM Industrial Services, serving the Mid-Atlantic region with quality maintenance and construction services. Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Services, a family serving families since 1905. Best Bet Motors, a respected name you can trust, Route 29, just south of the airport. The Moose Family Center, bringing communities closer together and celebrating life. Be a Moose. Of course, this was the Subway post-game show. Always making a good choice going to Subway. You've got 3 locations to choose from: Foster Fuels, Walmart in Altavista, or on Main Street. And our streaming online audio, if you were listening on kdcountry.com or the TuneIn app, that was brought to you by Chad Rakos, your Allstate agent in Windhurst. You're always in good hands with Chad Rakos. For Oscar Briggs, Troy Harris, Kyle Haney, this has been Bob Alvis. We will talk to you Friday night. Raiders get the better end of the Colonels tonight, 48-45 on 105.5 KD Country.